One. Good evening. Welcome to episode 37 of Three Men on the Record. We are fashionably late because that's just what we want to do lately. Because Thomas has us on a clock, no one puts us on a clock. No way it's gonna
Nobody.
happen.
Nobody
Nobody.
puts
Not a
baby in a
person.
corner.
Nobody puts baby in the corner. Nobody in their right mind puts mayo on a hot dog.
Nobody.
So we've had a big debate, and we'll talk about it later. Somehow we've in our Discord we've been talking about mayo on hot dogs. It's been
I mean,
no
I'll
good.
try anything, right? I'll give it
Yeah,
a
try
go.
it once.
We don't live in
Yeah.
Amsterdam. We don't live in Amsterdam.
Yeah,
But we
so
tend to
today
be.
we have what do we have today? We have we do our new arrivals. We have Chris Rush Records.
Hello, hello.
We have our new arrivals. We have our three essentials, and and this one was the thing we're doing today was not easy. Top 5 albums because hour by hour it keeps changing for me. I mean, and then I think, oh yeah, I
Agreed.
remember that one. I remember that one. I almost need them all in front of me and going that one, and that one. But I keep looking and finding more. And then right now, you guys aren't going to like my little picks, but they're mine today. Tomorrow they'll be different.
Exactly.
Exactly. Any other news other than anyone go to Zach Brown at Fenway Park this week? Anybody go see Zach Brown at Fenway Park? I want to know who got the free Margaritaville cruise.
Yeah, enjoy your cruise.
He gave away 27,000 cruises the other night at Fenway Park. So if you were there, let us know. I want to know, are you going to take a cruise, or are you afraid that cruise may become a poop cruise? Could happen. You never know. The Zach Brown poop cruise. Any other news? Rush is still touring around. They did some stuff in New York with that limited disc record that you could only buy that first day, basically, in a certain shop in New York City.
New York.
They also did some specialty T-shirts for Fort Worth, because this shirt that I'm wearing right now, the dates are all screwed up on it because of Geddy Lee getting bronchitis and everything.
Oh,
So they
that's
had
right.
special shirts when they went back for the last 2 shows in Fort Worth.
They made new shirts for that. Really?
Yeah, there
Oh,
was
must have still been
specialty.
printing them. They must have still been printing them. Or there could be the guy that runs around. You guys ever seen the guy in the parking lot with the shirts?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're authorized.
Good old
Yeah, sure.
shirt
Well,
scalper.
I was tailgating at a Buffett show at Gillette Stadium. And this cop chasing this guy down, threw him on the back of my truck, and took him away. And they bent. I had a frame that holds the bait, and they bent the fucking frame. But yeah, they were after him, chased him down right to my truck, and threw him over.
Wow.
I'll
Nobody
tell you
puts you on the
this.
clock.
I saw McCartney in Dallas in 2015. And when we were leaving, found a shirt scalper, got the shirt, put it on. I looked at my wife and I said, honey, when we wash this, it's going to shrink 2 sizes. Well, sure enough, washed it, put it in the dryer. It went from a large to an extra small. It became a Spanx shirt.
A tiny
It
whitey.
was worn. It was worn once.
You got a deal. You got your money's worth. You wore it for
I
half
did.
hour. Going home. So you guys, if any fun concert stories, maybe that's something we'll talk about in the future or on our Discord. Concert memories are different weird things that have happened to you in concerts. I have never gotten a cruise.
Trippy Gary and Trippy Larry.
Yeah, Trippy Gary Larry. So we'll talk about that on Discord and stuff. We might as well get started. Yes, we have Rush. Rush, I want to ask you about. Someone asked me about Rush coffee the other day. So coffee, the price is still crazy.
They've started coming down. It's right now. I'm just so stinking busy. That's why I haven't been on here in a while. I felt bad that Scott kept asking. I'm like, yes, I want to, but I can't schedule wise. And so I want to get back to roasting coffee. It's a matter of time and also the cost. I mean, the cost has come down a little bit, but it's getting back to more normal. So I should jump in and do it.
Yeah, because my
That's
people
my
are
story.
asking, since I'm the unofficial sponsor of
Yes.
Rush Coffee.
You are the most official sponsor I have, Shark. So
There's people that have mugs. I didn't even get a mug. You didn't get
I
a
didn't
mug.
get
I
a
didn't get a
mug.
mug.
yeah.
How's your Wi-Fi? What are you doing tonight to get us here nice and crispy?
So I did the most redneck thing possible. I took my
Jeannie's on the
antenna-
roof.
Yeah. My wife is up on the roof.
Jeannie's
holding
up on the
antenna.
roof right now.
No, I took a woodworker's clamp, clamped it to the top of a ladder, and then walked around my yard until I found the best spot. I put the ladder down. I'm not
Now,
kidding.
did you put it on top of the broken down Chevrolet?
Yeah, exactly. Up on bricks.
Anyone else do anything fun this week? Nothing. You guys have pretty
Work.
boring life. Work.
Worked.
I've been hobbling with my sciatica or whatever I'm suffering with lately, and yeah, it's been fun.
I did go
all right.
see. Good grief, the name just left me. Did the Curious
Odyssey.
George soundtrack?
Jack Johnson.
Jack Johnson. There we go.
hmm
Just saw Jack Johnson a couple weeks ago. That was a great concert.
Was it?
Yeah, it was at Pine Knob and very, very good.
I never
Highly
made it
recommend.
far enough. I've wanted to go, but I've never made it quite that far. All right, so this is where we're gonna go. We're gonna go with our new arrivals, and we're gonna start with Chris. He showed me him earlier, and I completely forgot it, every single one. 2 minutes
All
after
right.
he showed me, and I commented on them.
So these are new within the last few weeks. So there's a documentary about graffiti in New York from like the late 70s, early 80s. Wild Style is the name of the documentary. This is like the birth of hip hop, where like b-boys were competing
Master
and
Flash on
dancing
that
and
stuff.
yeah, Grandmaster Flash is on here. Just all the big, and it is a white label as well, but just amazing early hip hop stuff on that record, and the soundtrack is great. So highly recommend. The other thing I got, Lyle actually helped me find. Thank you, Lyle. Mel Brown's Fifth. This is a hard record to find. And then the bonus is that it's a promo as well. So Mel Brown's Fifth, great blues, funk, soul record. Highly recommend as
So
well.
there's no reissues of that at all or anything, or
Not that I know of. It's just it's a difficult record to find.
we got to get Jack White on that. Send him. Jake, send Jack White an email.
Jack White did do Chicken Fat.
Yes, he did.
So and Mel Brown's Fifth might be in there. Country record, Chris Stapleton, Traveler, great country record all the way around.
Good record.
Really enjoyed
It's
this
in
one.
our essential.
It is an essential, yep.
It's in it too, because I think I put it.
Snarky Puppy, great funk soul jam band kind of a feel. It's a great record as well. Classic here, They Might Be Giants, Flood. It's one you don't see every day.
I've never seen that one.
And great. This has got the Istanbul was Constantinople on it, which is the big what everyone kind of knows them for. And then this one just got dropped on the 31st, and picked one up. Alien Ant Farm. This has got the big hit, obviously, Smooth Criminal and Movies on it. And this is an official. Everything up to this release was unofficial. So they came out, and this one just came out at the end of July there, July 31st. So those are all my new arrivals.
It's so great they're starting to knock out some of those 90s and 2000 CD only releases and get them on vinyl.
Yep, that's great.
All
I
right,
enjoy all those.
Who wants to go next?
I'll go. I only have one, but it's a good one. It's Dusty in Memphis. This is the Rhino Hi-Fi. One of my favorite records. I have several presses of this, but you can pretty much bet if Rhino does it on their Hi-Fi series, it's probably going to be definitive. The only thing I'll say about the Rhino Hi-Fi, if there's one negative, and there's so many great things, yeah, the vinyl's great, the mastering's always terrific, quality packaging, is the covers sometimes. I'm thinking this day and age, can they bring some? I noticed with the Crosby, Stills and Nash Couch album, it was not the quality that I would have expected. I've got the Japanese one, and that's beautiful. So, that'd be my first time ever criticizing Rhino Hi-Fi, because I think they're just hitting it out of the park with everything they do.
Jake, you want to go next, or?
Sure.
Sure.
I got quite a bit of stuff.
He has a lot.
It's the third time I purchased it, but it's such a damn good record, and that is Tonic's Music on Vinyl, Lemon Parade. Little Lord Huron,
Where'd you get
Strange
that from?
Trails. I got that from Rush Records. Thank you, Chris. I really
No, you got it
appreciate
from me.
you.
Yeah, talk about
giving me that.
I was gonna say, I've never
record.
seen that record in my life.
Got it from Chris. Got it from Rush Records. Not Shark Crossing Vinyl. Chris, appreciate that.
You're welcome, buddy. Anytime.
I don't even know if I wanted to sell it to you, and I did. So don't do
You
that.
did. I just got this one today, which is Better Than Ezra Deluxe. These aren't cheap, right? They're like $45 to $55 records, but it's, again, Scott said exactly that. A lot of those 90s albums that, were always on CD and never really released, they do have a press of it, right? But it's very, very, very expensive. It impressed many of them. So it's good to kind of see this back. One of my favorite bands of the 90s, a music on vinyl press of Cracker, self-titled.
Speaking of seafood, right there.
And I would say self-titled and Kerosene Hat are probably there too. The Golden Age is good, but I like their first two. Little Jimi Hendrix, Mr. Hendrix live at, and this was live at, I think this is Winterland. Yeah, live at
It's the
Winterland.
better than Ezra.
Then we've got this one I got from Rush Records as well. This is Peter Gabriel live at
You stole that
WOMAD
from me.
1982.
You're welcome.
Stole that.
You're
from me.
welcome.
Thank you very much, Chris. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
my
that.
pleasure. Yep.
He was telling everyone in my room that it was unofficial. And
was it me? I thought someone else was.
No, you.
You know, I didn't realize that Graceland had a music on vinyl press, and it did. And this is an MOV press of Graceland, and it sounds really good.
Well, I think music on vinyl, I haven't listened to that. I'd be interested in hearing it. But, I mean, they're the ones that kind of are showing you can do a quality release of a record. Everything they do, except one record that they just did from Analog Tapes, because they have a new, like, high-end audiophile series they're doing. Everything they do is digital. There is no tapes involved in it. And their presses sound fantastic. So I think they're breaking that. I know people love to find their first presses and stuff, but there's a lot of the lore exceeds the facts in my estimation of some of that.
I did a 60s collected volume 2. It's a compilation, but this is also an MOV, so it's just got all the hits from the 60s. Another MOV press of Candlebox. Another music on vinyl press of Candlebox, which would be Happy Pills. A phenomenal jazz record. If you haven't listened to it, it's unique, Tucker. It's different from any jazz record you've probably ever heard, because Jaco Pastorius is a phenomenal bass player. And I first heard this record, I think 10 years ago. When I first heard it, I'm like, but I've listened to it a few times since, and it's very unique. Now, this is a music on vinyl. It's just not the limited numbered. We're my G Love and Special Sauce fanatics. This is a MOV press of G Love and Special Sauce, which came out in 1994. Little Jacob Dylan. MOV, Women in Country.
Had you heard that before you bought it?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
This one I really, really wanted, which is the Sugar Hill Gang.
Heck yeah.
And I'm super excited. Like, I had a beat up VG of this, and I came across this. It was like, oh my gosh,
They're on here too, Jake.
Oh, wonderful.
So what did you do, Jake? Did you like
I know where he was shopping.
roll a MOV rep or something and steal all his samples?
T-boned them. Boom! Take the records.
Another MOV press, but this is the best of Peter Tosh, which this is really all you need, right? His
He had like 4 different best ofs.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But
and then
the best.
I don't know if I did this. Got this one from Johnny and Retta. So good old Michael McDonald's greatest hits. I might have done that last week. I can't remember.
No, you didn't do it, but that's a hard record to find.
Harder to find. It's only pressed in Europe, so there was not a U.S. press of it. And I have a hell of a lot more stuff, y'all. But I'm not going to bore you, so I'm going to let Sean do his
I was hoping you'd sing in a selection from that Michael McDonald record.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get him to do
Yeah,
it.
I was hoping that he was singing one of the songs from it.
Oh, Michael McDonald.
Just keep that. I don't know what that was. It sounded like a rabbit dying.
Stacy, I'm using the Sony A point and shoot digital full-on Sony camera with a big CMOS sensor, and I have a big bright light. So there you go.
See, the CMOS sensor is what it's all about. All right, I'm going to go next. I'm rebuilding or building my Grateful Dead collection. I just added this Live Dead to the collection. So I'm on my way. You know, I got Terrapin Station and all that stuff. I did get, which took a little longer than it should. I got my Matisse Yahoo records, although they didn't ship one of them. So I got those, 3 of them, and I'm missing one, and they're sending it to me.
Which is
I
nice.
got the MoFi of Tony Bennett's I Left My Heart in San Francisco. I got some Cap City Pop editions. We have Trans Am. And what's this? Mio?
Mayo.
Cap City. Mio?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Mio Mile. He's making stuff up. And then I picked up
There's a Mayo, Michigan. That's why I said
John
that.
Prine Live. This is his classic live album repressed for the first time on a double LP vinyl. So those are my new arrivals for the week. So that's what did you guys get? You can put it in the chat. Feel free. So those are our new arrivals for the week.
I've kind of been back on a buying spree again a little bit.
We noticed,
but
music on vinyl.
Well, I wanted
That's what I said, right?
to.
Mio.
I wanted to get in and get some, some better sound quality.
Now that you have the better,
presses per se. Now that I've
speakers.
got it right, yeah. So, I'm kind of slowly going that route, and why not look for some of the newer press stuff? Because one thing I've realized over the last several years is that the original press isn't always the better press.
No, and sometimes you choose if you can get a like some records, even a beat up copy is $50. Getting the new press probably is the better thing to do if you really care about the sound. It should be more about the sound. Maybe if you're into one artist, you want that record because you're a huge collector of that artist. But usually choose the best sounding version you can get.
Well, I feel like the record companies are paying more attention in that area. Even GZ is improving their quality control. Memphis, that's 2 that have really bad reputations. But some of these people, Rhino opened a brand new plant to do their records, and there's a lot. The quality control on the pressings are a lot better. People understand mastering is important. You still, like, if you go to mass market and you get a $24, $25 disc, you're maybe not getting top end mastering on that and all that. But a lot of these records, these new records, they sound fantastic to me.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm aiming for. I'd love to have the OG if it sounds great, but again, sometimes the condition and sometimes the pressings are not always the best.
Yeah.
You never know. That person could have had a bad day. Robert Ludwig didn't have many bad days, but he could have had one. And that one record you buy could have been bad mastering from someone. And we all have bad days, and it might have been that person's bad day.
I want to enjoy the record. So if I can get the original, great, but sometimes the price is just too high, and so I have one of the records that's in tonight. I have a modern reissue because it sounds wonderful, and I just want to enjoy listening to the music, but I still have an original on the shelf along with it. So. Yeah, it's fun to find the original, but I want to enjoy the music at the end of the day.
But that reissue has a lot of haze in that record, though.
No,
I know which record you're talking about. It has a lot of haze. I don't know what they were doing.
You'll still run across a record that maybe was a mastered that great. I bought a band, the Best of the Band from Rhino. It's just a regular Rhino press, not Reserve or Hi-Fi. And I put it on, and I was like, I don't know, this doesn't sound very dynamic to me. And I ended up getting the Japanese one in for the store, and I put that on, and I was like, oh yeah, this sounds better. So every once in a while, you'll still run across one, maybe the mastering, but it isn't what it needed to be. But that's rare now, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely getting less and less. So let's see. So we're gonna go into our essentials, and we usually go with the person that got here last, which was Chris, because we're here every
Last.
day. Yeah, we're here every day. You haven't been here in a long time.
I thought you meant like I was gonna say Jake was the last one to join us today in the
Oh, that's expected.
pre-show, but no. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I had to find
so,
records.
I am going to be introducing I think a classic jazz standard must own record. It's essential. This is from 56 was the release date. It was recorded in 1955, I believe. So it was a live recording done in New York in the Village. So it kind of like it helped to bring along the mystique and of that section of New York and being such a hotbed of great jazz. And that record is the Jazz Messengers at Cafe Bohemia. And look at the lineup on this thing. Horace Silver, Hank Mobley, Art Blakey, Kenny Dorham, and Doug Watkins. So an absolute amazing lineup. And Hank Mobley, this was his first record. So
Wow.
he was introduced by Art Blakey. And on this record, it's a live recording. So Art Blakey is actually, you can hear him talking and doing the introductions in between songs and stuff like that. And it's pretty cool. Some of the key songs on this record was Soft Winds. It's the opener. It has a bunch of different tempo shifts, playing back and forth amongst the group. So it's really unique in that it's not just the standard tempo the whole way through. It keeps changing and makes it interesting, and it's great. The theme, which is Art Blakey, is full on display on this song. Shows his dynamic drumming style. Miner's Holiday, that's another pinnacle of the album, shows off Dorham's writing. So the trumpet player was the main writer of the group. Right there, Kenny Dorham, and shows off his writing ability and also crazy good ferocious rhythm section work by Art Blakey. So and then Alone Together, this is a great soul-filled ballad played by Hank Mobley. So right out of the gate, it's like welcome to the show, kid. Show us what you got. And he absolutely crushes that song. So
Yeah, so many of those jazz legends got their start with Art Blakey and the Messengers. He really was open to shining the light on new people.
absolutely, yeah. He was welcoming, bringing people in, and he knew that it was going to only help grow the genre, right? So did phenomenal. So let's see, recorded live November 23rd, 1955. And this group was co-founded by the piano player Horace Silver. So it was Art Blakey and Horace Silver that kind of put the band together, and they came up with the Jazz Messengers. They went on to release numerous albums after this. In fact, there's a volume 2 that was released. And it's been influencing jazz to present time. People look back to this album as kind of the standard. So very, very important. There was no awards that were given, but it is widely considered the founding record document of the Jazz Messengers. So kind of like their pinnacle right out of the gate. They did awesome stuff.
And Horace Silver looks so young in that picture. Oh my goodness. But
yeah, I know how young they all look.
Yeah, and especially Horace Silver, because you see that one of the last ones, and he's this old man. I mean, it's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, but Tucker did buy a jazz record for me this past week too. So.
Yeah, he's got
bought a couple from me.
He's got a burgeoning jazz collection going there.
Yes.
I mean, he's, the palette is very slowly changing.
And if you're into CDs, you get a couple bonus tracks. If you rather get a CD versus a record, there's a couple of bonus tracks on this that they recorded at the same time, but just never put them on the record. Probably sake of time on the vinyl. But anyway, this isn't original. This is the real deal, and I'm very lucky and proud that I have it. So there you go. On the essential list, I think it's a phenomenal jazz record, and
Nice, thank you.
everyone should have it.
Who wants to go next?
Go ahead, Shen.
I'll go next. My first one. This one is easy. This one is a no-brainer. This one came out in 1973. October 5th of 1973. This is during probably one of the most prolific the most amazing amount of music and records that came out of this one artist in such a short period of time. And they weren't all like turds. They're all great records. They one after another from like 1970 to 75, whatever. And that artist is Elton John. This is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Good one.
It is
Classic.
amazing. I mean, his final tour was almost as long as when this came out. But I mean, it starts off, I would say slow because it's a funeral for a friend. It's one of those 11-minute songs, but then halfway through it becomes it's an instrumental, and then it breaks into another song. But then I mean, you listen to all of them, and even the songs that are like, the ones further into the album are like, actually are really good. So you have Candle in the Wind, Benny and the Jets, Love Lies Bleeding, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Jamaica Jerk Off is hilarious. I love that song. Even the ballad of Danny Bailey, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, Your Sister Can't Twist, but She Can Rock and Roll, even the Roy Rogers song. But it's such a great and very important album to have. And my green screen is really messing with these things tonight. But of course, this had the singles were Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Benny and the Jets, Candle in the Wind. It was number one in the U.S. for at least 8 weeks, number one in Australia. I mean, it's just an amazing album. And like in Jamaica, Jerk Off was they wanted to kind of do a record in Jamaica, kind of like the Stones did with Goathead's Soup, not milk.
Soup.
And they decided there was too much going on, and they left, went back to the UK and finished recording the album. But it is just another masterpiece. And we were fortunate enough to see him in his final Goodbye Yellow Brick Road tour. And if the whole screen was the album cover, and at the end he went up into the screen and walked away on Goodbye the Yellow Brick Road. And we're very fortunate that songwriting, that period of writing for him, I mean, that was enough songs for every artist in the world for 20 years. And that was my pick for today.
Good one, Sean. All right, I'll hop in there.
Good pick.
All right, I'm going to go. So my approach to tonight is, I've been looking, and we are getting within the last 120 picks. So, something not being on there. I see Stacy commented about Madonna. I'm pretty sure Madonna is going to get another one or two on there before we close it out. But one of the ones I wanted to get in, this was really a impactful album for me, was REM Document. I talked about this record a little bit when we did the REM Top 5. At the moment I become an REM fan is when I heard The One I Love on the radio, and I was just like, song doesn't have a lot of lyrics, but you talking about just pulling a song off with commitment and passion, and I love that song.
The One I Love.
The whole fire, but and it was a top 10 song for them, number 9 on the Billboard Hot 100. But this is, part of what I would call two of their transitional records. Their transition from, college rock radio kind of began to happen on Life's Rich Pageant. You can hear a little change in sound. This is a little more guitar heavy, a little more maybe hedging towards arena. And I would also say this is REM's like Heartland Rock record. This song is, this album is pretty chock full of how they felt about what was happening in the country. It was during the Reagan era, and they have songs like Exhuming McCarthy about burning books, and the album is kind of focused from the everyday person. That's why I say it's almost like a Heartland Rock type type record. But great songs on here include "It's the End of the World."
Such
And
a good song.
It's such a good song. I'd say, that's lived on as well as the one I love. That wasn't a huge hit, but now it's right there when people talk about great REM songs. You have that. You got songs like the Finest Work song, Welcome to the Occupation. That's why I thought if you really listen to this, and it's hard to understand Michael Stipe's lyrics, and they were famous for not printing them, and he was famous for kind of mumbling a lot. But like I said, he had a lot to say on this record, and it just then I went back from here and started getting the older REM records, and although I didn't like them as well, I could still hear the elements that I liked, and I could see how they grew to that. And then the next record after this one is Green, and they kind of become what they're going to be for the next 4 or 5 records, kind of building up to, kind of almost mainstream stars with the stuff they did after that, like Out of Time and what's the other album?
Automatic for the People.
Automatic for the People, like
Out of Time.
Yeah.
Was the one other one.
And then, I mean, this is a couple million seller. I think 1 million at the time, and then since people go back and get it but it's always been some of these records have a special place for you. This one always has a special place because it got me into REM, and the one I love is like one of my favorite songs of all time. So anyway, REM Tonight. Document.
Good pick. Where did you get that record, Scott?
I got it from Rush Records.
Woo!
Located in
See?
internet land on Whatnot.
Just getting them all. We're getting everything from Chris these days, aren't we? Huh?
I always, I'm not always in Chris's show, but I always do look at the inventory, and I might stop in and say hi. But if he's got something that I don't need a lot, but if he's got something I want, I'll stick around till he starts paying attention to me and runs my record. So
come on now.
I feel like I've been kind of on a buying spree with Sean lately.
But you've gotten some
We've
deals.
done
Don't even.
We've done a few records. But yeah, I mean, Chris
Good pick,
has got he's got a great little room because he's got a smorgasbord of good stuff.
And he's a
If
salesman
anybody,
too. He can
if
sell
anybody knows,
anything. He can sell anything. He's a good salesman.
If anybody knows what that line I just sang, if anyone knows where that came from, you were a genius. You were a god. I can't say the other one; it'll give it away. But we'll just go with that. I'm hoping Trent knows. So let's go into my first pick. Let's get into it. Probably one of my favorite Neil Young albums, and in my opinion, probably one of the more underrated records, which is 1975's grungy Zuma. So this came out in November 75. This was the first album back, I think, like in 5 or 6 years where you've got Neil Young and Crazy Horse kind of build on here. And I do believe that Zuma was, in fact, the first Neil Young grunge record. You could get a little grungy on Everybody Knows This Is Nowhere. You could feel a little bit of that. But I think Zuma, in my opinion, was really the first record after all the quote-unquote ditch albums that he did prior to, right? Which was Time Fades Away, On the Beach, which is another one of my favorite albums, and then Tonight's the Night, right? Which that was dedicated, I think, to a couple of, he lost, a good friend of his, which is a guitarist. He overdosed. I think one of his roadies also overdosed. So those 3 albums were deemed the ditch records because, after Harvest, what do you do, right? And he was having a pretty tough time after Harvest's success dealing with fame. And he just kind of felt like he was, just kind of like, where do I go? And he was dealing with breakups. And, so a lot of that stuff, when he came out of those 3 records, he came into Zuma. And it's got some great hits on it. Don't Cry No Tears, which is the opening track on side 1. It's got Danger Bird, Pardon My Heart, Looking for Love, Barstool Blues. It's got another big hit on there called Stupid Girl, which was basically written about his breakup. And then my favorite song on this record which really I feel introduced Neil Young to the full grunge Neil Young that we know, and that is Cortez the Killer, which is a masterpiece if you haven't heard it. As far as some notes, let's look into some Neil notes as far as what it did, right? Told you guys it came out in November of 75. It was certified gold in US. Doesn't really give me as far as exact global, amount sold, but it had peaked at number 25 in US, and it was received well, as I think we all would expect it to be, because it was kind of, I think, somewhat a little bit of a return. On the Beach prior to was a little more kind of melancholy, but it's got On the Beach, which is one of my favorite Neil Young songs of all time. But this album, get it. I don't think a lot of people talk about it. It's not a part of his first three. This is like several albums in. But again, a mid-70s masterpiece.
So
Get in there, Neil Young Zuma.
I would say this. I gave that a listen this week because that was our assignment, right? Listen to everyone's records. I went in thinking I don't like Neil Young. I came out thinking I don't like Neil Young. But I will say this. I hear the beginnings of grunge. I take your point. My problem with Neil Young is just that nasally voice. I love Harvest. I don't know what the difference is. Like Harvest, I love it. I love that album. This one,
because it's got that kind of country
nasally.
Western rocky kind of Neil.
But it's too nasally. But I do hear the beginning of grunge, and I know I can point backwards to that album, saying that's where it's starting, and that it is impressive, and I agree.
Neil, it
should be on the list, but
it should be. He is the godfather of grunge. I mean, he was grunge long before grunge was coined. But yeah, I mean, you're right, Chris, right? I think with Neil Young, we've talked about Neil multiple times. He's had some great albums, but he has had some turds as well, right? But, the one thing I've always loved about Neil is the fact that he doesn't care. He's going to go out.
He showed that in the early 80s. He showed
yeah.
he didn't care.
He's going to go out. He's going to make the music he's going to make. And if it bombs, it bombs, right? And I think, I think that's why I respect him so much, right? Is that why not? Hey, I'm going to go do this. If it fails, okay, fine. We'll get back up. We'll pick up the pieces. But I love the fact that, a lot of his albums are completely different. And, he was forever evolving, still doing crazy stuff today.
He's the one artist where I was looking at the CDs at a record store the other day, and I'm looking at all these Neil Young, and half of them I have no idea what they are. It's amazing how many albums he has, and half of them you have no idea what they are.
Well, some of them have some gems on it. Like there's a one that wasn't that popular called "Late Noise." Man, that's got you talking about grunge Neil. That's another one that's very. I like Fuzzy Neil. I think Neil comes in like 5 flavors, probably something like that. But anytime he puts on the distortion and wants to meander for 8 minutes on the guitar, I'm down with it. And I usually don't like super long songs, but I do like those Neil Young distortion fest.
We know Shark doesn't like any song that's longer than 2 minutes 30 seconds.
We learned that with the Rolling Stones last week.
This was the first album with Frank Samperto on guitar, right? So, and this became like the Crazy Horse lineup for the next 30 years, per se. So.
Yeah, I think I was so tuned with the 2 to 3 minute thing because I was listening to Rush on streaming, and I looked up thinking it's about to end, and it was like it was at 3 minutes and 40 seconds or whatever, and it still had like 4 minutes to go.
It's wonderful. You get your money's worth.
Yeah,
with every song.
But I'm so tuned to that. You got to get that song in under 3:05 if they want to get it played on the radio. And
all right,
back to that Billy Joel lyric.
Next up, I have a band. They released this album in 2015. They were all teenage students at a music program that was held in Berklee College of Music in 1992. And they're still together to this day, jamming and playing. They really solidified their group in 1994 when they all came back as undergrads to Berklee. and now they live in Brooklyn. So they're kind of Boston begun or started, and then they moved to Brooklyn, and that's where they're kind of out of right now. But the band is Lettuce. The album is Crush. And this almost made the second segment of our show tonight because that's just a cool cover. I don't care who you are. When you have tuba elephants and Gazelle with like the lyre or whatever, they're getting down. But this is hard to track how many sales they had because they were an independent label when they released this album in 2015. So they've done everything almost all on their own. Absolutely amazing. This was my first exposure to Lettuce. I found them on YouTube, and that's how I kind of discovered them. And this was the first album. It's an absolutely amazing record. It's like soul, funk, blues at times, with a touch of hip hop mixed in.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And it's really good stuff. So it was number one in the Billboard Top Jazz Albums when it was released, and they're just an all-around solid funk jazz jam band who are making a solid stand and holding this modern era of this genre of music together. So they are huge contributors to this sound, and I think it belongs on the list. And if you don't know them, please go check them out. Positive reviews are praising the record's cohesion and sonic ambition. One of the tracks, by the way, I meant to say the songs Trilogy is the name of the track on this one. Let's see here. On side C, it's a 2 LP. So Trilogy is the track. That one, it goes all the way through. I blew it. Where did my note go? Anyway, it's a jazz. It starts off kind of like a jazz feel and funk, and it ends in the hip hop. So it's like this kind of progression through the music. They're very attuned to that, and they're phenomenal. Anyway,
You gotta listen because I've listened to them a bunch of times, and I've been looking for them. It's not an easy record to find.
You
Yeah.
won me over, Chris. Before I had ignored you and hadn't listened, I did put this on in the background. And I was like, oh, Chris is right. This is good stuff. So I will be procuring a little mini Lettuce collection of my own. I do like that.
congrats.
Yeah, we get
Welcome.
back to the 70s
Yeah.
almost. It's music 70s, 80s, 70s soul, funk. I mean, it's bluesy. It's everything. It's so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's interesting. That's what it is. It's well performed and it's interesting. It's not like, it's almost like listening, not sound wise, but it reminds me of something like the Meters. There's nothing else quite like it, but you like it,
Yep.
Wouldn't it be great if they came out with a few audiophile presses of some Lettuce records, Chris?
That would be wonderful.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be amazing.
Now, did they do any rap or anything in their album? In that, because I didn't. There was some of it I couldn't listen to the whole album. I ran out of time. Did they do any Lettuce rap?
They do have some songs that have vocals on some of their other albums. There's some vocals on Crush, but it's mainly instrumental stuff. But there are some that have some lyrics and stuff.
Definitely, guys, give it a listen. Stream it.
They
It is
also
so fun.
did a tribute to Miles Davis, which is a really cool album. I actually have that too. I have all the Lettuce albums except for one, and it's Fly. It's impossible to find. I know where one is at, Navessa Records in Los Angeles. I already know it's signed. The band has signed it, and it's there. And it's just teasing me, but
How
I'm
much?
not gonna. They want some dollars, and I'm not.
How
willing to
much do
pay.
they want for it?
I think it was like $300 or close to it. So
So
Buy it
okay,
on
let me.
CD.
Oh yeah, but on CD. There you go.
No, buy it on CD.
yeah,
Bring it CD. All right, so I guess I'm up next. My next one is there always seems to be this fight in country music where you get the traditional country music and then this wave of making things poppy again. So it always since the 80s kind of trying to go pop. And then there's always these artists that steer it back into more in line to traditional country. And I guess we kind of call it neo-traditional. So in the early 80s, it was time to go poppy. You had Islands in the Stream, and you had all these crossovers with Kenny and Lionel and Dolly and all this stuff. And it was getting mainstream poppy. And then we got some neo-traditional artists in, And the debut album of this gentleman helped steer country back into country, kind of opening the way for the Garth Brooks and the, all those others that came in the 80s. Randy Travis's, I always forget the name, Storms of Life. And you can get it on MoFi if you want.
It's cheap on MoFi.
Yeah, pretty cheap. This is his debut album, although there's some weird live album that you find. Good luck. It's worth some good money. 3-time platinum. The hits on here were On the Other Hand, 1982, Digging Up the Bones, No Place Like Home. And it has everything you want in country. It has Breakup. It has Drinking. It has all these great things you need in a country album. Such a great, because I'm a sucker for singer-songwriter songs, and this is right in line with that. The album was number one, peaked in number one charts, and thank God it brought country back to more to its roots. But definitely give it a ride. Came out in 1985. Nominations: Academy Country Music Award. It won the Album of the Year, also top male vocalist, top new male vocalist, and top male vocalist of the year. And on the other hand, won Song of the Year. And he also got a Country Music Horizon Award for the new artist on. I just repeated it. I don't know why they did that, but so give that one a listen. It is so good.
Yeah, I wasn't really listening. I mean, I grew up. My mom was a big country music fan, so she always had it on in the house. But this was a little bit later, so I was kind of on my own. And somehow this album caught my attention, and I just got hooked on it. It's a top 10 country record for me. It's amazing. And his next record's good too, and Sean put that one in there. But I really like this one. I think it's more neo-traditional, and I really like that sound. And so I ended up going to Randy Travis after he did those back to back, and it was really good. And to this day, I love that record.
It's a great record. And because the second record kind of, I don't want to say gets popular, but it has more of the songs with the, the mushy songs that everyone loved. And isn't one of the songs he sang one here was a Keith Whitley song, right? The another on the other hand was a Keith Whitley song, right? Yeah, I think so.
I didn't know that, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
a
Keith
great
Whitley
song.
and it didn't do so well when he first released it, and then they released some other stuff. And they went back and re-released On the Other Hand, so it got to play after that. But when it first was released, it was a little slow. But yeah, it's a Keith Whitley song.
Huh.
I actually sold that record a while back, Shark. I could have gotten you the original of it.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Did you listen to it? Did you listen to it?
Yeah, oh yeah, I listened to
Yeah,
it then.
they're
It's a
pretty-
good record.
Yeah.
They're
too.
pretty accessible. They're not
Yeah, they're not crazy. They're not crazy.
they're not expensive, and you can get the MoFi for like $40.
Brand
The
new.
other one, Thomas, I would suggest Coulter Wall. If you like old traditional style, like literally like Johnny Cash sounding. He's a current guy and he's quite good. Coulter Wall.
And we got to say, we're talking about Randy and like the neo-traditionalists, but all along George Strait was there, but then all these people come along. I think they were big George Strait fans, whether it's Garth Brooks or all that, and it really started that whole Alan Jackson, that whole boom of neo-traditionalists that we got in the 80s and early 90s.
And then it kind of went back puppy again, and
Yeah, Kenny Chesney came along and started pushing it another
so that's why
direction.
we got to embrace like the Chris Stapleton and stuff, kind of bring it back a little bit to
Yeah.
more traditional.
Or Sturgill Simpson. There's always going to be a fan base for neo-traditional.
Yeah, it's like
artists out there.
putting them back on putting country back on the right trajectory.
The right
The-
track. Say it. Just like a
The right
country.
track.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the right train track. Choo choo.
All right, so who's up next, Scott or
Yeah.
Scott's up.
All right. So, one of the things I feel a little anxious as we get near the end here, and I also am going to miss like 3 of the next 6 episodes because I have a concert on the 20th, the Jason Isbell concert, and then I'm going to Japan. So I'm like, okay, I got to get all my records in. I will say next week though, I am going to do all 3 are going to be picks that Discord people or have reached out to me about. So I didn't feel comfortable enough with those, and then I said I'm just going to do them all three at the same time. So I've been listening to some records you guys been recommending, and so next week will be all three 3 Men on the Record Discord user suggestions. Anyway, so but tonight we're going to get this one in. We have one Kinks record in, and I'm a professed fan of what they call the Kinks arena rock era. I put State of Confusion in there, but this is actually my favorite Kinks record. And even though it fell during their arena rock, and if you read people's description of the record, they'll say it's arena rock, and I'm like, it feels like a UK punk arena rock record. Like it's got punk elements to it. And songs like Added Up and Around the Dial, the pace is pretty quick. And, the lead single off of it was Destroyer, which people might recognize that riff. It's the exact same riff as All the Day and All the Night. And some people like, oh, you just ripped yourself off. I'm like, well, if you want to reimagine a riff, I think that's fine if you've been around for 25, 30 years like they had been at the time. And I think Destroyer's a better song than All the Day and All the Night. But there's a couple gems on this record. Better Things, just an absolute beautiful song. So the funny thing is the singles aren't punk, but the rest of the record is punkish. So Destroyer's not punk. That's an old rock riff they had. Better Things is kind of Ray Davies at his lyrical best. It's a beautiful song. And then there's a song called Yo-Yo. It's kind of a psychological statement on urban life. It's not a very happy one, but that is a song that starts kind of quieter, and by the time it ends, it's got this whole choir singing the song. And I love songs that do that, build up like that. So anyway, I think a lot of people probably haven't listened to this complete record, and I think it is the best Kinks record from first song to last song. They're all good. And if you like a little bit of maybe the Clash or something like that, it's got some elements of that. I think they could have been influenced a little bit about what was happening over in the UK at the time. So give the people what they want, the Kinks.
Well, I'm going to try to see if I can beat Chris's Lettuce record. What I can tell you is that this album
Good
that I'm
luck.
going to mention was highly influential to George Harrison, to Eric Clapton, to Al Cooper, to Roger Waters, out of all people. And everybody, I love Roger, but there's a love-hate relationship with Roger. But this particular album that I'm going to mention was highly influential of its time and changed the way I think musicians played. Ringo Starr played the drums differently because of this particular band. And that's exactly what I am referencing, is the band's music from the Big Pink. I'm going to show you the jacket because this is a box set, so it's pretty heavy. But trivia question, does anybody know who did the artwork?
Can't hold it.
Anybody know who did the artwork? Artwork was done by Bob Dylan.
Oh yeah.
So for those of you who aren't familiar with the band was Bob Dylan's touring band in 1966. They were with him during his England tour, which Levon Helm was probably around for a few shows and left the band briefly because he couldn't stand the booing. It was such a negative experience. He left, went back and worked on oil rigs. But when they came back from the tour, Bob Dylan got in a very bad motorcycle accident. And more or less what happened, let's make sure I get back on my right camera. Maybe I do. There I am. After the motorcycle accident, they basically retreated to West Socrates, New York, and they stayed in a house, which is the Big Pink. This is the home, if you can kind of see it. This is the home where they basically retreated to. And what they did is while Bob Dylan was recovering, eventually Levon Helm met the band in this house where they were writing music. Bob Dylan would come and join them from time to time. And if you guys are familiar with Bob Dylan and the band's Basement Tapes, that album and those recordings were also during the time the band recorded this debut album of theirs. So it was around the same time period. The opening track on this is probably one of the best opening tracks of an album ever, and that would be Richard Manuel singing Tears of Rage, which Bob Dylan, I believe, wrote or co-wrote with Richard Manuel. But it's got Tears of Rage on it. It has The Weight, which everybody knows, huge hit. You've also got I Shall Be Released as well. You have This Wheel's on Fire, which is also another hit. But the record itself, you can't deny its greatness. The first two records, obviously, Music from the Big Pink and the Brown Album, as they call it, are probably some of the most influential albums of the 1960s alone. Just like people looked at Bob Dylan, right, and what he did when Free Willin' came out and how he wrote this album and the Brown Album, which we had mentioned earlier shows, right? I think that was the one mention we did of the band. What they did, they changed the way the musicians themselves played music, heard music. As far as like notes, it reached number 63 on the U.S. Hot Billboard 100. It peaked at number 30 on the U.S. Billboard. The singles obviously were The Weight and I Shall Be Released. It was certified gold. Worldwide, again, it doesn't really give me specific answers. I think really years later, as you know, the album got around, it probably sold probably millions of copies as time has progressed. But I mean, what not a better way to call yourself the band when you first started with Ronnie Hawkins, who, you know, because a lot of these guys obviously were Canadian, except Ronnie Hawkins and Levon Helm. But they toured, well, they played with Ronnie Hawkins for a period of time. And then when they eventually left his band, they, I think, toured as Levon and the Hawks. And then I think they became the Hawks. I think for a brief period of time, Levon Helm said they toured as the Crackers for, you know, a very quick time. And they could never come up with a name. They could never come up with a name that worked for them.
Yeah, so you're just Bob Dylan's band. You're the band.
You know, they were just, you know, a hell of a band, but, you know, they were playing a regular show and somebody was like, that's the best damn band I've ever seen. And the common theory or the common, you know, word that they've heard, well, they were Ronnie Hawkins' band. They were Bob Dylan's band. Couldn't find a name to name their band. And then somebody just said, that's the best damn band I've ever heard. So they stuck with the band. And what a hell of a band they were.
I forgot to mention, Lettuce has a similar story. So Lettuce got their name because they were, you know, bugging this club owner to play and while they were in school. And they just said, you know, let us play. And it kind of stuck. Like, so they said, okay, well, let us play. And so all of their albums thereafter have a reference to Let Us Crush, Let Us Cook, Let Us, all of them are Unify, they all are part of Let Us Do This kind of a thing. So it's a play on that name. Yeah. So it's neat that bands are able to do that. Like, hey, we're struggling to come up with a name. How about we just call this the band, you know? Or
the band.
Lettuce.
But it
sticks.
Yeah, but you know, that's I don't know. I think it's a perfect name, and it's crazy that nobody ever, you know, they're just the band. Nobody ever had the name prior to them. Yeah. But I mean, talk about a group of phenomenal musicians and singers and writers. Robbie Robertson could write and play guitar like nobody's business. He wasn't a great singer. He really only had, I think, one track, which I believe is on this. His voice is not great, but when you've got Richard Manuel, Rick Danko, and Levon Helm singing, I don't think you need to worry about pipes per se. Three of the best voices in rock and roll. Period.
Period.
Question mark. That way you can see it.
That's
So
right. In
Kelvin,
yellow font.
it's kind of funny that you're saying that their music was cheesy when they were crackers. Because what do you put on crackers? Cheese. Just saying.
So Scott, the Kinks, the only real good Kinks album is this one in my mind,
you really got me.
or this one.
That's a
And
good
then
one.
and then I think your collection is complete when it comes to the Kinks. But whatever. I mean, that's
This is
fine.
obvious, Chris. You really have no clue what you're talking about. But okay, you're our guest. We'll be nice
Yeah,
to you.
we'll be nice to you for a few moments.
I did listen to that Kinks record. And I was like, man, they all sound very similar all the way through. But
Yo-Yo, you didn't get into the song Yo-Yo. I mean, listen to the lyrics.
I'll go back and listen.
So
I'll
what does
listen
that
to-
say
Yeah.
about a band that doesn't have a greatest hits?
Who?
Like if they just say there's a band and they have
Oh.
10 albums out and there's no greatest hits album.
Is there such a band?
I don't know that there is one.
I think there is.
Who?
Name one.
I don't think
I might-
Pink Floyd should have had a greatest
might.
hits record.
I
I
might
don't think
do that
that's
too.
I'm coming, Chris, out of my wheel. Come on now. All right. Next up, this album was like a sleeper kind of an album. It's from 1967. I think almost every grandma and grandpa had this in their collection because it was like the thing to buy in that era. But it didn't get real big recognition until more recently. So anyway, 1967, this was a record that was released as an Impulse Discovery. So debut album of this artist, his name is Mel Brown. Chicken Fat is the album. Absolute crusher of a blues, funk, and soul album, mainly blues. So Mel Brown was a blues player. The first part of this album, though, there's a lot of that soul, jazz, funk sound. Absolute crusher of an album, in my opinion. So it was produced. So Impulse was huge in making this new and unique sound. This album was a spin on the guitar and organ sound of the era. It has two guitars, which is pretty unique in that time. It used to be just guitar and organ, and that was it. They brought in another guitar player. And yeah, so one night at pub trivia, the DJ said, yell out a suggestion. And yes, Rush does have a greatest hits. It's called Chronicles. Thank you.
No one's ever really seen it though, or on vinyl.
I have it. I bought it from
On
Scott.
vinyl?
I bought it from Jake.
Is it on vinyl?
Yes.
It
100%
might be
is.
the worst vinyl pressing
That
I've ever
particular
personally
one,
had.
Scott. Yes. Anyway, Mel Brown, they came up with this two guitar sound along with the organ, and just a classic staple in the blues, jazz, soul, funk genre. The DJ asked at pub trivia just for some suggestions, and I yelled out Mel Brown Chicken Fat, and everyone looked at me like, what? And they started playing it, and the whole place was kind of bopping by the end of the song. So give it a chance. It is phenomenal. This album is great. No formal awards were given, but this is regarded as a cult classic of the blues, funk, soul, jazz genre, as a standout entry in the Impulse record label catalog, being one of the few notable for being one of the few overly blues guitar-centered records on the label best known for John Coltrane and other post-bop giants. So it brought in this other sound that Impulse was not really known for, and it is a great, great album. The big tracks on this are Greasy Spoon is a big hit, phenomenal, as well as Chicken Fat, self-titled. But I would say the first 3 or 4 songs on this record are just absolute killer tracks. The last part of the album is more traditional blues kind of a sound and feel, but Mel Brown, great blues guitarist, and Impulse did a great job. The producer was Bob Thiel, and he was just renowned for being able to pick talent out. And Mel Brown was a studio musician at the time, playing with, oh, good grief, who was it?
Joe's already went to bed, so he won't bail us out.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Got a Publix run in the morning.
Anyway, he was playing as a studio musician with a bunch of other blues musicians, and Bob Thiel came in and picked him out and said, "Hey, let's do a record." And this was it. Chicken Fat, Mel Brown, phenomenal.
Well, I got to say, I didn't have to listen to this one because I own it, and I agree with you. This is a great record.
Yeah, thank you.
And we also got to thank Jack White because he got turned onto the record, and I think he kind of was one of the reasons why we got the reissues
Yeah.
like we did, because that's
Yeah,
a third man press, right?
No, this is not the Third Man press. Impulse released it, and then Third Man also came in and released another version of it a couple years later. So, but yeah, he recognizes the goodness of the
Be right
old
back.
stuff and wanted to bring it back to the forefront. So,
All right. And if you guys are interested in that, I could probably find some pretty inexpensively, actually.
and I think I've won at least
You
2
still
out of
won
the
your
3
score?
rounds. Just saying.
Yeah.
You
That's
can't
why
keep
we
your
don't
own
let you score.
You can't keep your own score.
I said 2 out of 3.
Considering that I don't really know where they get the points from. We never established that there was a point system or anything like that.
They never agree
And
on
they-
who wins. They just have their
Yeah.
winner. And like that's not even supposed to be part of the show, but they force it to be
Yeah,
part
although I
of the show.
supposedly
yeah,
won
yeah.
last week or the week before, I was a hands down winner.
I was told I won. So
Well,
They were
and
just trying to
Stacy,
be
let me
nice.
address your question. You saw Mel Brown earlier, but that
'Cause
was
he
in
has-
my new arrivals section. So his follow-up, or I don't know the order, but maybe his 5th album. I showed this. That I just got this one. So same
So you
artist,
did that.
blues, jazz, funk type stuff. So not as part of my top 3, just as a new acquisition.
All right. So I kind of wanted to wait to do mine after. Well, Jake's back. All right. All right. So my record. So you heard Rush's speech earlier about how he feels about Neil Young. Didn't like him going in. Gave him a fair listen, and he came out still not liking Neil Young. So this mine. I've been so accustomed to hate this band just because it's kind of cool to hate this band.
No, it's not.
And it's and that probably tells you who
cool.
the band is. I have tried, and it's not because they're not good. They are definitely very talented. The vocal range, the music, the writing is great. It's just I don't want all my songs to be an opera, and prog rock is kind of along those lines. A rock opera, kind of, because it's just kind of every song is forever.
Disagree.
They're
Yeah,
not
well-
opera in any way, shape, or form.
Nada.
They're too much opera for me. So that my pick was
No, don't
Russia's
show
Moving
it.
Pictures, and there's it says I have 0 copies. I keep trying to get in. Hey, maybe I'm ready for Rush. Maybe I put my big boy pants on, and now I'm ready.
Sean, it's
Rush
one of the
ready.
best records ever made.
Ever made.
It's number
ever
391 in the 500 of
In no particular order. Just
rock
remember
and
that.
roll. And
And
I'm
by
not
the way,
saying
this
it's
is that
again.
reissue I was talking
I'm
about.
not
earlier.
saying it's bad. It's just not my style. I mean, and the thing is with the 500 is we want everyone to go in and have an open mind about the albums. Like I've been so used to pooping on Rush that it just is fun, and so I've been keeping it going. But it's just not my thing. They don't deserve the ridicule, but they're just not my thing. I mean, I know Vital Signs. I knew Limelight. I know Tom Sawyer. They're great songs. I mean, they
What
are.
about Witch Hunt? That's a great song. YYZ. YYZ
YYZ
is
is
a
great
major
song.
song.
The instrumental that won best instrumental, rock instrumental or something, right?
How do you not
Um,
like YYZ?
It's just not. They're just not my thing.
Can somebody pull a string and we can just see green slime pour on
It's,
Yeah.
it's fine, and it's
Right
again,
now.
you guys. You don't have to like everything. We want you guys to give it a try. Approach it with a fresh mind.
I agree, but
listen
you
to
better
it.
be right and say that every Rush song is amazing.
And this the thing is, and you don't have to be. You just don't have to. Be.
I'm totally kidding,
Um,
Shark.
Especially when I'm reading, it's like so they wanted to become more commercial, so they shorted the songs down. What were they
Well,
before?
and some. I mean,
4
not
hours?
really. They
Well,
just
they
made
turned
a
they
couple tight songs.
Yeah.
That's what they
Oh,
did.
they
Yeah.
look, even though they still consider Rush a prog band, right? They started to veer away from the longer prog-esque, if you will, and
Right.
then you had
Well, so
go ahead.
I was gonna say with Caress of Steel is where they really started their prog stuff. So the very first record, Shark, if you listen to the very first record, I bet you'd like it. It's like basically Led Zeppelin 2.0.
Yeah,
Caress
that
of
and
Steel
Fly
is
By
where they
Night are
started.
great albums.
Yeah, Caress of Steel is where they started messing around with prog stuff, and they got longer. And then after that, they started doing longer tracks, longer songs, and the record label kept saying, "No, you have to do radio play stuff." And then they did 2112, and so the one side of the record is meant for the producers because they
That's
wanted
right.
shorter songs. The other side is meant for Rush, and that's where they really experimented and went off on their long songs, so the stories, if you will.
Yeah.
And then many records thereafter, that's how they kind of approached it, where they would have their radio hits. Moving Pictures is the same way. So they have all of their radio hits, if you will, on one side. The second side is where they do all like the YYZ, the Witch Hunt, the Camera Eye, all these more progressive type songs. So anyway, I don't mean you take over your presentation. I'm going to shut up.
No,
now,
you're
let
fine.
you
That's
talk.
because this was kind of my intent too, was because, we all do records that we absolutely love, and it's great. But also, the point is to listen to stuff and give it a try. And I want the input from you guys because this makes it more fun, and maybe helps me understand it better a little bit. I still don't like them, but I don't hate 'em.
Although we do have to question your motives. Like you reserved this record like 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
I
and you
thought
said
Rush
when Rush is on, I'm doing this record.
Yeah.
It's like you had that knife out
Just
and
waiting,
you just
just
wasn't
to
I
doing
just-
it.
did, but I also had
I-
an open mind.
E2
I
Rush
honestly-
Records.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was already on the list. I thought Jake introduced this
I
months
probably
ago.
did.
I thought that Jake did it
This
months
is
ago.
what I wanted. I wanted the conversation back towards me to try to convince me. So this was my plan right from the beginning. So yes, when I saw it wasn't on the list and Rush was coming on, I'm going, I'm going to do it so that he can't pick it. So
I
it
tried
was
to
a
trade
spite
with him,
pick,
everybody.
but it was a spiteful pick. But
Although we did show Russia a lot of love, we did do a top 5, and that record. That's probably why you thought it was on. We talked about
well, he might have
that
thought he
record
did
a
it as a
lot one
twofer.
night.
He might have
Yeah,
thought he did it as a twofer. He might have added it to another record.
Stop. I only did the Jazz Messengers Volume 1. I didn't do Volume 2, which I could have easily done.
And
that.
I like the Jazz Messengers, so we're
Yeah.
good with that one. But again, I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of people wanting to punch me in the face, and there's a bunch of people who want to high five me. Rush is just that band. I don't know. They're just one of those bands where people love to hate them, and people hate that people don't love them.
I think
Well, I
mostly
think-
it's yeah. I mean, I think overwhelmingly they're well respected. It's not
Yeah,
like a
it's not that they're
Nickelback
bad.
situation.
Right?
here.
No,
Yeah.
they're very
Yeah,
talented.
right.
They're great musicians, great songwriting. It's just I don't like. Their
I
genre,
think
though.
that's how they're viewed, right? Like
Yep.
you either love them or hate them per se, like from a band status. But if you hate them, right, you can't help but respect them. I
Yep.
love them.
And I think their tour
Um,
is the best music story of the year. It's just
Yeah,
that's a feel good story, and
Yeah.
yeah.
The concert was amazing. It really was. It was, I mean, everything I could have hoped for, given that it was a tribute to Neil. I think a very nice tribute to Neil. Annika absolutely crushed it. She was under she was literally in a no-win position. She couldn't be Neil, right? But she realized that she shouldn't try to be. And so she found her little pocket and played the crap out of those drums and did a very good job honoring the original sounds that Neil was playing, but also making it her own. So
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed the show, and I think that she did a great job. And the fact that they're still out there as young and spry at their age, crushing and playing these songs, it was amazing. And Lyle is on board now. He was standing right next to me. He goes, I had no idea that Alex could play guitar like that. It was absolutely.
You can tell Lyle he still owes me $300.
Oh, is who $300?
and maybe that's
was
the
me.
thing too. Is like I didn't hate Bruce Springsteen. I didn't hate him. I saw him live, and now he's one of my favorites. I didn't hate him, but I wasn't a huge fan. Saw him
Yeah.
live. Maybe someone can buy me some Rush tickets, and I'll go check him out.
Yeah, I think if anybody's buying Rush tickets, I think they're going themselves, Sean.
Well,
That
they,
ain't
they,
happening.
they could just try to convert me. Do it. I volunteer for the conversion to being
Lily
a Rush
White
fan.
Lilith, you might like Getty's voice today because he's not singing as high up as he was then. He can't anymore, frankly, and so they're purposely like at the show that he was singing. He would bring it down an octave, but
Maybe
Anyway.
I'd like Rush now better then.
you
I
should-
doubt it. I just don't think they're going to be for you. Then for some people, they're not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and that's okay. That's okay.
I would
I'm
love.
not
I would try if they did a live album from this tour. I would.
It's
give it a
coming. They're
try.
recording. They announced that yesterday or today, I think it
We'll have
was,
to listen to it now.
where Alex said that they're recording all 4 shows in Toronto.
Oh, nice.
So they're going to both do video and audio recordings. I'm hoping for an LP. That would be sweet. But also potentially on Blu-ray or DVD or streaming or whatever. So
I'll give 'em another listen. Then I might like. Maybe it's the voice toned down a little bit. Maybe it's that. I don't know.
yeah,
Yeah. So some people, his vocal is very grating to them. That's
I understand that.
My wife, she just
No,
can't stand it.
it sounds great, but it has an aftertaste. If that makes any sense, you listen to him. It has like a in the background a little bit. There's a little. I don't know. I don't know how to explain how I
Yeah.
feel with them. It's.
Well, I think that your pick was a phenomenal pick. It
thank
absolutely
you.
belongs on the essential list.
I'm hoping I get
and-
points for hating it at the same time. I don't know how the points work on the system.
Sean, here I just been handed. No, 0 points is what
0
the
points have been awarded.
0
to you.
points
You
awarded.
get nothing. 0. Nada.
the Drew Carey approach to
You get nothing.
and
I
it
award
says
you no points.
Sean,
and may God
uh,
have mercy on your soul.
Sean, post show, please report to the producer's office. So I guess
that's
the
strange.
powers want to be
Uh-oh.
want to talk to you, Sean.
Uh-oh. But again, I also want to point out that we just want everyone to give a fair listen, and that's all we want from you. We don't make you have to like it. Just give it a fair listen, and maybe you will, maybe you won't. But open mind going.
Criticism without listening is just hot air.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Uninformed opinions. If you listen and you hate it, at least I'll give Sean that. He listened, he doesn't like it. Okay.
And I'm gonna maybe in a year from now it's gonna change. I think sometimes your taste changes slightly.
I was that way with Tom Petty. I didn't like Tom Petty for the longest time. And within like the last, I'd say 6 years, it came out of nowhere. All of a sudden, I can't get enough. I love him. He's phenomenal.
The
Uh-oh.
the
Why
Switch
does he
Valley
think you-
Flip. All right, is it me?
It is you.
Well, okay, so I never did stop listening to rock music the whole time. I still listen to rock music. There's not a lot of rock music right now. That's part of my complaint with music today. There's not a lot of bands, and the ones that are out there aren't very good. But all the way into the 2000s, there were bands I liked, and I think I like a wide range of music. So I do have a soft spot for some of the power pop punk. So maybe some groups like Sum 41, Blink 182, American Hi-Fi, Green Day, Fall Out Boy. I like that. I like it. I like that music. So this group kind of falls in that arena. And I have to say, they had a debut album that got pretty good traction, sold 1 million copies, and I didn't like it. Not at all. To this day, I don't really like it. But their second record made me take pause. And that band is All American Rejects, Move Along. And actually, I got to show this since Stacy's on. This is the Record Store Day issue. I just looked it up today. This bad boy is worth about $85 now. So, didn't originally.
8.
I'm going to pass on that. That's a solid offer, but I'm passing. So the way I would describe this record is, yeah, it's power pop, punk. Punk pop, rock, but I think it has some dark undertones, and that's what I like. This album I always think of kind of similar the way I think of Jimmy World Futures. This record has a darkness to it too, but this record has sold 3 million copies worldwide. The lead single, it had 3 top 20 hits. Dirty Little Secret was the lead singer. It peaked at peaked at number 6. Dirty Little Secret, wait a minute. Dirty Little Secret, I'm sorry, peaked at number 9. Move Along, number 15. It Ends Tonight, which is like a slower song, number 8. But again, to make a great record, it's not about having 3 solid singles. It's about having songs that you look at and you say, those could have been singles. Like Top of the World could have been a single. I'm Waiting, Move Along, Change Your Mind. This record is, I think, if I sit there, and Stacey, you were right, it is All American Rejects. If I sit there and ranked best pop punk rock record, this one would be in second and or third record are outstanding, and then they just kind of fell off the cliff. That for a long time they didn't even tour.
Say that again.
What? They're second and third.
Huh.
Well, that's all they have. I think they have a total of 4 records.
It still applies, though.
Yeah,
Still applies.
yeah. Once in 10 times it applies, Jake. It doesn't make it a solid scientific theory.
Many more times. Many more.
Pink Floyd, the Beatles. Okay, let's talk.
Many more.
So I know maybe some of the folks that watch this regularly, that's a little bit outside. It's not the classic rock, but that is one of the best in class of that kind of music.
My third pick here, I think says a lot about this particular band because I think they are highly underrated. They've been underrated probably since they started. And they're, I think, known just for being fun and witty and, kind of makes you want to boogie, if you will. And this is their 5th effort. I liked their first and second record, but their
third?
5th effort was their most successful effort. And this album is the B-52s' Cosmic Thing, released in 1989. Obviously, you could see there's 4 people there. The 5th member is missing, which was good old Ricky Wilson, who unfortunately passed away of AIDS in 1985. And during 86 run of Bounce Off the Satellites, I think they were having a very, very tough time on kind of what they were going to do next. I think they were kind of in the midst of calling quits because Ricky Wilson was a very integral part of the band. Being their lead guitarist, wrote a lot of their material. And oddly enough, Keith Strickland, who was a drummer and then took over as the lead guitar player, basically was like, hey, let's get back together and get in the studio. And y'all know how enthralled I am with Woodstock. There's something magical about Woodstock, not just the concert, but I guess the place, what have you. I guess it's where musicians go and write music and they make magic, because that's basically what they did. They went up to Woodstock to basically reconvene, to write new material, which became this album. Of course, everybody knows the big hit on this record, which was Love Shack. Now, Love Shack was actually the last song I think they did. And it was basically just a jam, if you will. And I think what makes this record so damn good is that it's fun. Anything Frank Snyder sings, I don't know. He's just, the way he sings, his delivery is very unique, but it's just, it's very fun. It's like candy pop. But it has Deadbeat Club. It's got Rome. It has Love Shack. It has Channel Z. It has a ton of hits. It sold over 4 million copies in the US. It was their biggest selling album of all time. So, I tell people all the time, right? You think about the albums that come out after, band members pass away, whether it's a lead singer or guitarist, and Ricky Wilson was an integral part of the band, right? And they did technically have a record after he had passed away. But sometimes, band members get together, they grieve, they write, they jam, and they come up with albums like this. It's fun. Love Shack, I think, was played 7 billion times on MTV, and that was the one song I knew forever. But I remember the day my brother went and bought the record, and I listened to it and always thought it was kind of cool and quirky. So that is my number 3 pick. Probably a pick nobody would even expect me to put up there, but that is the B-52's 1989 U.S. release of Cosmic Thing.
You can tell in the Love Shack it was just a jam and fun, because the Tin Roof Rusted was basically when they were ending the take, and they liked it so much they kept it in.
They just kept going.
Yeah, they just okay, we'll just
Me?
oop. They kept it in, and it works because that's the line you remember the most.
Tin Roof Rusted.
Right, and then it starts up again. It was just they were kind of done, and she shouted it. It had no real meaning. There's different meanings for the word, but she just somehow was thinking of a roof that was rusted, literally, and that was the spontaneous line she put in there. And it's probably one of those ones you hear like the most memorable line in almost all music. Is that
I
one
think that song was really like their therapy.
Yeah.
Right, because they had been grieving for quite a while,
Well, a lot of people like that song, but my favorite song is off that record is Rome.
Rome is excellent,
I do
always
like
that
Rome.
song.
Yeah.
but I like Channel Z. I like Deadbeat Club, but it's just because Frank Snyder's lyrics, just when he comes in and sings stuff, he doesn't really sing per se. It's very Roger Waters-esque. He talks, right? Deadbeat Club, it's just kind of like,
see a faded sign at the side of the road that says,
yeah.
I always think of Rome as the sister song to Shiny Happy People. I don't know why. I just feel like
you can
they're very closely related.
Look, I'm going to tell y'all this right now. I don't care what anybody thinks, but damn it, I like Shiny Happy People.
Oh, I love that song.
It's a happy song. I
You gotta do the
will tell
dance
you,
though.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I like it. I like it.
I like it.
No, has anyone ever sang that as a medley?
I think
Right,
they
a
fit
mashup,
together.
yeah.
I mean, doesn't Kate Pearson sing background on Shiny Happy People? I think she
Is
does.
Keith
I
Strickland?
think she
Who do you say?
Kate Pearson.
Oh,
I think she sings background on Shiny Happy
I think she
People.
does, yeah.
she
Yeah.
does. She's in the
Yeah.
video with,
The
she's
big
in it.
old hair and everything.
I was in the military protecting your freedom, so I didn't see the video.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
No, you know what he was doing?
There is a
He was in record stores in Germany buying CDs. That's what he was doing. He has 6,000 of them.
Yeah,
So think about that. What are we doing today? Nothing. Hey, I'm gonna go do a thing real quick. Record store. CDs,
so we got-
CDs, CDs,
Scott's the last one
CDs.
now?
That's it. That's the last
That's
one.
it.
All right.
I think I won. Thank you guys for competing, though.
I
I
got a
won
negative
2
point
out of
from-
3, I believe.
I got from Calvin. I got a -1 for Elton John. So, but that doesn't count.
You know what? In my heart,
He
I
gave me
win every week.
-5 for the Kinks. I mean, he's tough. That's a tough man.
All right. So this is going to be a fun one, kind of. Again, there's no wrong answers. I mean, and we're all going to probably pick something that's more closer to our hearts than, like, I had a book. I have a book of 1,000 album covers, and there's just so many great covers. But then you have to look around in your collection, and some pop out, and
Jakey Poo got no points. I award you no
nuts.
points.
So sad.
And may
Ah.
God have mercy on your soul. Everyone is dumber now that they've heard my reviews for this evening.
all right. So we're going to present it again, kind of the style we've been doing lately. You grab them, and
Just show 'em,
Scott's
right?
got his book. Scott brought his book out.
Yeah, you said you had a book. I was talking to Jake the other day on the phone, and I was like, I got this rock covers book, and I was just going through it, and we were talking about album covers.
Yeah,
So
I have one that's
There's
a little
there's so
different.
many, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'll just go ahead and tell y'all right now. Mine is in no order, no particular order.
Yeah,
it's
And my
it's- I-
5 have changed about 3 times this week. So
yeah, tomorrow's a new day.
That's what we like here on Three Men on the Record. We're decisive.
yeah.
We get to the point. We make decisions.
So I suggested
Very-
this
very
idea.
blunt.
I suggested this idea because last week you did the top 10 covers,
Yeah.
and for some reason in my head I was thinking
Yeah.
cover art. And so when you
Yeah.
guys started talking about songs during the episode, I'm like, oh, they're talking about song covers. So,
Ah,
anyway,
And that's how we ended up where we're at this week. So,
yeah, I said, hey, let's
But
do
yeah, it's
actual
crazy.
cover art. So here we
because
are.
I've been changing my mind since a lot from 3 days ago to today, and it's still I could change my 5 today. So I guess Jake, we're gonna do them in no particular order. Is that what our
No
plan is?
particular order, unless you
Okay.
want to do your top
I'm
5.
gonna
I'm
try
gonna
to work towards my
People
top
are going to hold you to it. You can't change it. Can't change your top 5.
Well, that means you just need to grow some and just pick an order.
Can't. Too hard. Too hard.
Too hard.
All right. You want me to go first?
Well, we kind of grab them all at the same time and do one, right? Or do we
Yeah.
want to do them in what order?
Just
Yeah.
rotate around. Just show
Okay,
one.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
So my first
Hi-Fi in
one,
focus.
Chet Atkins, Hi-Fi in Focus. Reminds me of a Spirograph record cover.
With a cat looking through the middle of it.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
just-
cool. I haven't seen that one before.
Super cool. RCA Victor, old school, vintage, just that cool Art Deco kind of look. And I dig it. So it's fun to look at. I put it on display on my shelf frequently. There you go. That's my number 1.
All right.
Or
What
my
you got,
number 5 or whatever order we're
Jake
going in.
has something in his hand. What you got, Jake?
Mine, I'm going to go with Jimi Hendrix, Axis Bold as Love.
That is a
It's
cool cover.
just such an awesome jacket cover,
You can
man.
stare at that thing forever.
You could stare at it forever. And like I was telling, and Scott, I did find it. So I did find my Jimi Hendrix Experience, right? Are You Experience? I think both of those could have been a 1A, 1B. They're both awesome, but this is my favorite Hendrix album. So I had to take this as one of my,
That's one of my
in
favorites
no
too.
particular order.
Jake had told me he was going to. I was like, yeah, that's a great one. So we tried not to repeat each other. So, Sean,
I didn't tell what my picks were.
all right.
My first one came out in 2015, and that's Strange Trails. I just love the artwork and the artists that did the work for it. And these are also picture discs that
Well, I
actually
will say
really
this:
pretty
the cover's better than the music. So the cover is
it's
a nice
not true.
cover.
It's such a
Yeah,
great
it is.
album, guys.
Went to sleep listening to that.
Well, it's calming.
Well, hey, I mean, that's
Calming.
good. That's
It's a
just
calming
don't
one.
listen.
So that's
Hey,
my
Sean?
number 5.
I tell you what, why don't you put that album on when you're driving a long drive home? How about that?
I don't.
We got to
need
do
that
an
book.
episode where we vote 10 records out.
That would be like from the 500 list.
Yeah,
you
well,
mean?
yeah, they're getting voted
I think
out.
that'd be fantastic.
It was a mistake.
I don't have anything else in the 2000s. All
Muppets
right, so
would be in
next?
danger.
Scott.
Oh yeah, so I went with like the covers mean something to me. It's not necessarily the greatest artwork, but I think it's great. It is good artwork. So I went Billy Joel, Glass Houses. I've always loved this cover of this record. So
Oh yeah,
Good.
definitely. Especially with the reflection of him
yeah,
in the back. If you look, you can
and
see.
people always talk about the cover of that record too. It's always got some discussion around it.
Let me see it again, real quick, Scott.
It's a phrase when I say, if you're gonna throw stones, you don't
pretty
live in a glass house. I immediately think, right to this album.
That's pretty cool. I don't think his form looks all that good. He could be having Tommy John here soon.
Well, he didn't really throw the rock.
He does look like he
I
has
know.
thrown a baseball though. He doesn't look bad doing it.
Yeah.
So
So he's getting ready to play Yankee Stadium. That's why.
All right, let me flip through some other options here. No, not that one.
On the Frente, that's another one.
Not that
Little
one.
fielder.
you think we're stupid? We know what you're doing.
This is it right here. Yes,
Yeah.
songs. This is the one I was looking for.
Does he have like 5 pages of foldouts on this one?
So this
It's like
this
3
is
LPs.
an amazing cover. The
was looking at that
artwork is amazing. You can get lost in this thing. Yes, songs. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning artwork. Just super cool all the way around. The back.
That's what I imagine an acid trip would be like.
Now, Chris, do you know the name of the company or the artist that does the Yes Records? Who is it? Do you know?
Yes, I looked it up. It is. Hold on.
It is. I think one gentleman. One.
Yeah,
One man.
good grief, it's right here. There we are. Roger Dean. Roger
There you
Dean is
go.
it.
Yes, yeah.
Roger Dean. He
Oh.
also did a band called Badger. If you look at One Live Badger, he did that record cover as well. He's also done. There's another fairly big band that he did the cover for that I almost put on the list as well, or in this group. I can't remember what it. Do you know, Scott?
He's got my number one.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. Then I'll stop talking. Sorry. But he has done a number of them, and they're all absolutely amazing work. So Roger Dean. So Yes did all of his stuff. Amazing record cover.
All right. Who's up, Jake?
Am I?
Yeah.
So
yeah, after Chris.
my two. I don't know why I love it so much, but I do, and I just think it's a beautiful jacket of just youth and innocence and happiness, and that is Smashing Pumpkins' "Siamese Dream."
It's
I just
a
think
pleasant album cover.
You should have went
It's
with
such an awesome
Bumblebee and,
jacket.
I like the font too they use there.
I do too. Just everything about it. I don't know. And I mean, just when this record came out, it just was huge. It's just awesome. Awesome.
All right, I guess I'm up next. So this one is, I needed to choose one. I'm going to show both, and I'll show you the one I chose. I went with one of these two, and I've been back and forth forever. I'm going to go with this one because everyone emulates this. Everyone tries to get their picture taken
Yep.
on this street. I've taken pictures of people just walking the street and kind of have them act like the Beatles. But Sgt. Pepper is an obvious iconic one, but this one, just everybody just knows this. Everybody emulates
I
it.
gotta say, it's one of the ones I don't get. I'm like, they literally, you hear the story, they had to come up, they just went outside the studio and walked across the street and shot a picture.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks it's great. I don't think it's that interesting. I'm like, okay.
It's very similar to the fact that they went and performed on the rooftop, right? It was kind of those during that time where they're like, what are we
Yeah,
going to
but
do?
it
I don't
also-
care. I don't want to do anything. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get this done. We're going to walk across the street.
But
Let's do
it also had the whole speculation that Paul had
Paul
died.
McCartney had died. Yeah.
He's the only one.
If you look at the
barefoot
license,
The license.
look at the license plate, 28 if.
and so they had a lot of Easter eggs that weren't really intended that somehow became.
And the manhole cover is rare on some of the records.
yeah, the first
too.
presses have it, and then they zoomed in
Yeah.
over it. And
So
when they
the
say
way
manhole
they,
cover, it's that little teeny tiny. That's not
Grain.
the manhole
Yeah.
cover. No man.
So
in
if-
that thing.
if I remember correctly, right? Hold it up, Sean. So
No tiny
the way
people
they had
sitting
it, right, is George Harrison was the gravedigger. Paul McCartney's barefoot, so obviously he is deceased. Ringo Starr, I believe, was a pallbearer, and John Lennon was the preacher. So that's kind of how they
Yeah.
also, did that as well.
Whoever come up with that whole conspiracy thing would fit
Yeah, I
right
know,
in
right?
with our modern world. They should be alive today.
Well, there's also a theory that George Harrison died a million years ago. Or
Yeah.
there's weird things. There's a weird documentary that's awful.
People
If you
need
ever
to get
search it,
real
you can
lives.
Find it.
Well,
And it's whole premise that he had died, and it's awful. But yeah, so that is my pick. And
Yeah.
again, it
At
could
a
be
glass
Sgt.
house,
Pepper
Stacey.
tomorrow.
great
get it.
pick, Sean. It is iconic.
All right. I'm going to go with my favorite Rolling Stone cover, Tattoo You. I've always loved this cover.
Over Sticky Fingers, really.
No, yeah, I think this one's more artistically appealing. Now, I don't love this record, but I do love the cover of it.
You want tattoos?
I think Foreign Tongues is better than Tattoo You.
I like Foreign Tongues, but I like Tattoo
I do
You.
too.
This
Next
is
up,
the graph section of this here.
Grand Funk shining on. The fact that you got 3D glasses is a cool thing. So I think
And
this
it's
is just a
there.
cool record. But then the artwork is also cool. I mean, so you got 3D glasses that you can stare at all the artwork.
Chris, do all your records
I do have a
come?
complaint. I do have a complaint about that, though. Is once to see all this this great artwork on this thing, you have to ruin the cover by removing the artwork.
No. You buy a second record.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Chris, do all your record covers tonight come with a Happy Meal toy?
Yes,
you guys-
that's
his
what I
first-
was.
Pound sand
his
just because I
first
came
look
up with
was
some
all
cool
interactive.
creative
Oh,
colors.
This seems
That's
gimmicky.
what I like about it.
Seems gimmicky to me.
Well,
You're-
I know
you're
one of his
gimmicky.
picks. I know one of
Are you
his
gonna
picks
put
I-
the ELO spaceship together for us today too?
What's that?
You know,
The ELO spaceship. You gonna put that
No,
together?
No,
no,
but
it's
he
not
is going to
coming out
put some Aussie tattoos on after the show.
Yeah. He's about to use all the stickers that were in these things.
It's a cool cover. I don't care what you guys say. I enjoy it. This is what album covers we enjoy. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
once you take the
well-
glasses off, it's no longer. Oh, look at now, it looks awful.
You just buy a second one. They're all over out there because it's Grand Funk. and
Yeah,
nobody
none of them
wants
have the
it.
glasses.
Chris, I will remind you, you're a guest here. Behave
Oh.
yourself.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service.
Oh my
All right.
God. I've
Well-
lost track. Who's after you are,
me.
Jake? That's
So
it.
my next pick is just one album cover of many phenomenal album covers that Storm Thurgeson did. And
Turd Ferguson.
Storm, a lot of people would probably think that I would go Dark Side of the Moon. The reason I didn't is because it's so damn iconic. I think everybody would know, like, it's a go-to. Everybody knows that jacket is amazing. But one of my favorites actually is Wish You Were Here. And, the whole thing with this, right? If you look at it, and if you were to open the jacket and look at all the photos, look in the back, right? There's the theme on this, believe it or not, is absence, right? A man on fire, absent of pain. A man standing in the desert, absent of face. Someone diving in sand, absent of water. So a lot of this, again, just the themes of absence, aka Syd Barrett, right? So I just liked the concept of it, and I just always thought, first time I went to the record store and bought this, I just thought A Man on Fire, so cool, and a guy shaking another guy's hand.
Yeah, I've never gotten that one either. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, and I know a lot of people like it. But I will say that record right there, that Japanese import, I think that is the best presentation of the Wish You Were Here cover, is that record right there. They did a good job on it. I feel like the image is a little bit bigger on it. Minus 5 points for Jake. Wow.
That's just Sean typing.
I'm trying to sway the votes. All right, who's next?
Is it
We
me?
definitely lost track. Is it me?
No, I think you go. Do you go before me, don't you? Yeah,
Yeah,
you
Shark,
do.
you're up.
Yeah.
Go,
I'm
Shark,
up.
go.
Next one up, and since I'm kind of getting back to my Grateful Dead stuff, Terrapin Station.
Mhm.
Everybody loves a turtle or two, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I don't know. Is
interesting.
one of these going to become stew or anything? No, they look like they're just having fun.
Where's Adam?
banjo and everything?
Adam should be in
A
here.
mandolin. Right. So there you go. That's my pick.
Well, at least Adam won't ask the question like, "No Grateful Dead." We got a Grateful Dead in there
Yeah,
for you.
yeah,
I
yeah. There was actually showed up twice today. Grateful Dead.
Sometimes the ones I like, I can't really explain why I like them, but I just do. I always have. I love this one, Bad Company, straight shooter with the dice coming at you on the gaming table or whatever, the craps table, whatever you call this. I'm not a gambler, but I've always liked this cover.
Is there any sniffings to the 11 or just random?
No, it's their second record. I don't know.
All right, am I up?
Yeah.
I had to construct this one.
Oh God! See,
I had to build this one. So this is
I
Ambrosia.
still think it's awesome.
put it on your head and see if
This
you can channel something.
Ambrosia record cover is absolutely amazing. I don't care who you are. You can make fun of me if you want, but that is the record cover.
Yeah,
And it goes inside there, and the cover unfolds and folds up. So look at that. You can make a pyramid out of the record cover. Is that
What-
not cool or what?
which-
I think
which-
it's
Chris,
one of
I
the
dig it,
best.
brother. I
Which
think it's
Ambrosia
awesome.
record is that?
This is somewhere I've never traveled.
So I think that is their second album.
Okay, but
I
then
believe,
you chose
second or
that over
third
the
record.
Stedman cover.
It's early
But
on.
they're
Yeah.
again Ambrosia. So their first album, excellent. Because people don't realize Ambrosia. You might know them for yacht rock, but
They're
believe it or
proggy.
not, they were a prog band.
Yep.
Early on.
I've always liked Ambrosia's Rhode Island cover. I've always thought that was a cool
Yeah,
cover
that's-
on a record.
Yeah, a Stedman
Stacy, I
cover.
agree. But
Mhm.
this is a cool cover. I mean,
So if you
I
get
would-
this,
I would hang that on my wall.
this one's so much better. If you got this one signed, it'd be worth more than the band signing it. If you got Stedman to sign that, it'd be like a $500 record. You get Ambrosia to sign it, it's like a $5. $5. I have a signed the Rhode Island album signed by the band. It's probably worth $5. If I got
there you
Stedman to sign it, it'd be worth hundreds.
My next record, I think, is more iconic than Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Revolver.
And this was done by Klaus Forman. And that is
Hey, that's the
Beatles
best-
Revolver.
Best Beatles cover.
This
right there.
is the best Beatles cover, period.
Period.
So thank you, Klaus.
Johnny.
your
Don't put a
lovely
comment when you
artwork.
watch this tomorrow. It's
Thank you,
Revolver.
Klaus. Blows out Sgt. Pepper's
It
Lonely
does
Hearts
not
Club
blow
Band
Sgt. Pepper
any
out of the
day
water.
of the week.
Yes.
Any day of the week.
It's
How about
only
you?
cut. Yes, I agree.
Revolver.
Revolver. Great
Tuesdays,
pick, Jake.
Wednesdays.
Thank you, Scott.
You know something's wrong when they're agreeing. You guys realize that, right?
That means
that
the world's
something's
aligned.
not-
That's the absolute
not right in
answer.
the
When
world.
me and
Doesn't
Jake
happen
agree,
much.
it's locked in.
I'm worried
It's
that I'm going to walk up to my
pure
car and it has a flat
art.
tire now.
Yeah.
Something is not right in the world right now. Something's going to fall. But whatever.
It is art. You got that right, Jeremy.
Sean, I think you're up.
All right. So my next one is going to be, if you could be somewhere, where would you want to be? You'd want to be on a hammock in the beach
I was about to
with
say
the
Jimmy
parrot.
Buffett.
with the parrot. And I didn't choose this till like 10 minutes before the show. I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Because if you get the greatest hits album, this is kind of his greatest hits. The CD is just a yellow cover that says Jimmy Buffett. When you buy the record, you get that cool little artwork with the
Parrot's
stunt,
about to attack him.
stunt parrots and everything. But there you go. I love it. It looks like Louis' backyard. If you've been to Key West, you know where Louis' backyard is. He lived right next door to that place for many, many years.
Well, I'm going to go with one that I think is in the running for the best album cover ever. It just so iconic. This one you would hang on your wall, and that is T-Rex,
Good one.
Electric Warrior.
It's pretty
That's
cool.
as iconic as the Memorex
Good one.
tape poster right there.
I was dancing when I was 12.
What's this indifference, Mr. Patterson?
I mean, it's a cool cover, but it's,
not
just a
interactive.
silhouette of
You
a
can't make a
guy with
kite
a
out of
yellow
it. You
glow
can't make a
around
paper
him.
plane.
What? Because it doesn't come with a Happy Meal toy? You don't like it?
No, it's just a yellow glow around a guy playing guitar.
Now,
It's
what
not
if it
like,
folded
wow,
into
this is
became a
beautiful
plane?
or
You
amazing
could
or
fold it-
cool.
You could
Do
fold
you
it into
notice
a
that
plane.
monster?
And it's not
amp
Led Zeppelin
back
3 that has a wheel that spins and you can change the different pictures of it. Come on. That is brilliant. At the time that this thing came out, bands weren't doing this. This
You
is
do have a working
cool
wheel, so that
cover.
is awesome.
Yeah,
This
because
cover is
the record companies
amazing. The
didn't wanna
wheel
pay the money.
spins.
I
I'm
dance
right. You're
myself
wrong.
out
Let's
of
get
the
this
blue.
going.
That's a great that's the best one of all your Happy Meal toy album covers you've presented tonight. That's the best one.
too bad it didn't come out as a
I'm just
slide
joking
rule.
around
You'd
with
be
you
even
guys.
happier.
It's the best record too. That's a good record. That's
Sean,
an
you're up.
underrated Zeppelin record.
All right, I'm up.
It is very underrated.
Anyone
yeah.
gonna guess what my last record is?
Rush Moving Pictures.
No way. in
That's
hell.
a good cover.
I would choose
It
the
is a
owl
great
cover.
cover.
I would choose the owl cover.
Yeah, the Fly By Night is that's
Fly
one
By
of my
Night
Night
favorites
is
too.
a cool one too.
So mine is wait for it. Dun,
Wait for it.
dun, 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 dun,
Of
dun.
course, it's
Dun-dun, dun-dun.
And it just getting over
Shark.
Shark Week, That's why. If it wasn't Shark Week, maybe this wouldn't be my choice this week. But there we go. That is my
Yeah.
choice.
There are many great album covers. Like it is crazy how many.
Well,
good
and this one
ones
is
there are.
emulated. There's so many different spoof things that emulate this cover. I don't know how many spoofs, how many records Spawn spoofs. I mean, I know there's some, but Jaws, there's a whole bunch
Yeah.
that they do that. Comic books and all the kinds of different things that they spoof that cover.
Jeremy, excellent picks. Excellent picks.
Book of Dreams.
Scott, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna go with my favorite, and the reason it's my favorite is because I don't really think at the time when they came out. One, I was not a prog fan, but they kind of invented pop prog, and this is a Roger Dean cover, and it is Asia
Oh,
Nice.
self-titled.
That's a good one. That's cool. Molly Hatchet almost made it. I almost put Molly Hatchet.
Molly
on the
Hatchet
list.
has some cool covers.
They're absolutely amazing. Yeah. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. He had to pick 5, and I was like, I wish I
Iron
had
TT.
4.
It does have
Hey,
some cool ones, too.
TT Maiden, great covers. It's great artwork. I'm with you there, 100%, my man.
I almost did all Art Deco stuff. This is one of my. I love this cover from the Ventures in Space. So this
Mhm.
is in the Hollywood Hills. That's a cool cover too. But you can only
E.T..
pick 5. It's even in
Yeah,
as you can see, it's in a frame. So it was hanging
Hey,
on my wall. I just took it off the wall.
you can literally name like 100. Like I really love the Helen Merrill cover with the blue and that she's at the microphone. I've always thought that was a cool.
Yeah.
cover
Okay, you
for
know
that.
the comedian guy, right? That did his take on Herb Alpert Tijuana Brass Whipped Cream.
Mhm.
He was covered
Pat
in
Cooper.
spaghetti.
Mhm.
I loved
Pat Cooper, I
loved
have
that.
that one,
I
yeah.
loved that jacket. Like I've always thought that was really cool.
There's
Just-
so many cool Art Deco retro. I almost went all Art Deco album covers for this and just pick all of them. I mean, there's so many good Art Deco 50s, 60s kind of space age bachelor pad kind of music covers that are so cool. Like Esquivel, all of Esquivel's covers are super cool. Go check them out. Like, there's so many cool covers, so it's really hard to pick just 5.
Right, and especially when I'm going through my stack on my records, going through my shelves, and I kept finding different ones. And then we're talking here. I mean, whipped cream. If I had thought of it, that would have been in my list today. It's just
Yeah.
there's so many great ones.
There's
guys.
so many, right? It's like it
There-
just kind of what pops up in your head. Like my last one, right? Everybody will hate this pick, but I love it because the album is so damn iconic, and I think the jacket is awesome. Might I just say one time, arms behind the back, shine. We're gonna go a little Oasis, definitely maybe. And what I love about this too is this is actually an original
We didn't- we
1994
just said none of the criteria.
UK press.
But now you're just showing off. That wasn't the
Look how
criteria.
gorgeous. Look how gorgeous this jacket is. An iconic album, but I just think it's very artistic, shot very well. Beautiful. Beautiful.
The Dead
Yeah.
album covers are iconic as well.
Yeah,
but
the Dead. Calvin mentioned the Budgie cover. That's an amazing cover to a record too.
There's so many
The,
good ones, guys. It's just what
but
came
a lot of
across
the-
our mind at the
Hey,
time.
a lot of the
Calvin?
Dead covers can be hard to read, though. It's,
Yeah.
it's like that's why you stare at them so long, is you're trying to figure out what it says. Like,
Calvin, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Great jacket cover. Also done by Storm Thurgeson.
Right, and guys, guys, these are all, and you guys have great choices too. And I see some of them in the chat going, "Oh, I should have picked that one instead."
yeah.
It's just what we came across when we were looking at our records, going, "Oh, I like that one."
Yeah,
like that
I had Jeremy kind of give me her. She listened to my hair, but we were brainstorming some, and I was like, "Oh yeah, those are all." I mean, you could literally. There's so many great covers, and I just went to the ones that every time I
Like
see them,
This
oh,
one,
that's
this
so
could've been one.
cool. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like
Like I said in my top 3, or the 3 that I added, this one could have been on there. I think it's so cool. Like the tuba-headed elephant. Like, what the heck? You look at that forever.
with the like antelope animal there too.
Yeah, the antelope with like the lyre, right, or whatever, ready
Yeah.
to go, and all the plants are instruments, and it's just cool.
Well, like even, I mean, look, you think of like even Robin Trower's, album covers, the early album covers, all very cool
Bridge
as
of
well.
Sides.
right?
I almost put that in my list, Jake. That's
Yep.
a phenomenal cover. It's really cool
Yep.
to look at.
And also that's why I like you guys this year, first time in 56 years that the Grammys had, and we brought back the best recording package, I guess I call it, but it's basically the best cover art of an album. They had it from like 1959 to 1970. They stopped doing it, which I think is a travesty because the artwork sometimes better than the album. And they finally brought it back in 2026.
Good.
And
Yeah, I think it's great. I'm gonna they should recognize like quality packaging like
Yeah.
Rhino and Analog Productions these people are doing. I just want to give a Grammy to the person who outlaws paper sleeves. Like finally,
Yes.
can we
please.
spend those extra 2 cents a record and get rid of paper sleeves?
Yep. Get the plastic ones, please and thank you.
Yeah.
I
Have you
agree,
guys seen- have
Stacy.
you
Awesome
seen
album.
have you
Awesome album
seen-
work.
the documentary? It's on Netflix about Hypnosis. They're the design company
Yeah.
that did all
Yeah,
the
Storm
Pink Floyd album
Thur-
covers
Storm
and-
Thurgeson. Yeah,
isn't
it's
it
Storm Thurgeson.
Hypnosis? Isn't it like
It's-
Hypnosis or something?
It's called it's pronounced Hypnosis, but yeah,
It's Hypnosis,
HIPGNOSIS.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So it's
they did the 10cc album with the sheep on the lounger out on the beach. That was another one of mine I almost picked. And they did all the Pink Floyd albums. They did good grief, the one with the tomatoes in the phone booth. Is that Styx? Who is that? You know what I'm talking about? There's the phone booth and there's like a bunch of tomatoes on the cover.
Storm Thurgeson is probably the greatest because it was co-founded by him, right? So he is probably the greatest album artist. If you think of all the albums he and that company did, some iconic stuff.
Well,
Yeah,
I have,
I mean,
I have
all-
the
all
list
the
right
Floyd.
here. I have the list right here. It's amazing how many things they've done.
Hypnosis. Yeah, it's they've done
And Saucer Full of Secrets.
a ton.
Well, I'll say Storm Thurgeson because he is the genius behind it.
Umaguma. Did Umaguma.
Go watch that documentary though. It's really good. It's
Adam
on
Hart
Netflix.
Mother.
Adam Hart Mother is like one of my top 10 least favorite album covers. I'm like,
Yeah, not
take a picture
Metal.
of a cow.
Metal is great.
Metal
Metal's a
is
great
cool
jacket
because it's
cover.
like psychedelic. Like
Electric
It's an
Warrior
ear.
by
A lot
T
of
Rex.
people don't know that.
Electric Warrior by T Rex was Hypnosis. It's amazing. Electric orchestras, self-titled.
The
Did
name
a lot
of
of ELO.
Yeah, Pilgrimage.
ELO out of
Which
the blue.
one?
That's a cool.
the name of the documentary is Squaring the Circle: The Story of Hypnosis.
They
if
did
anybody
Roy
wants to
Gallagher's
see it.
self-titled. The Hollies Distant Light. The Emerson Lake and Palmer trilogy. Olivia Newton-John self-titled. I mean, the list goes on. They've done like every Pink Floyd album, all right?
Yeah, they did all
They
of
did
them.
House of the Holy. The Vinegar Joe, which is the Robert Palmer album. Nazareth. Peter Frampton, Something's Happening. Bad Company, Bad Company. Man, it's crazy. Yumi Matsutoya.
He
I
did
have a
stuff for
couple
Black
albums
Sabbath as
there.
well, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, I mean,
Storm has been everywhere, everywhere.
Rough Diamonds, Eye in the Sky, Paul McCartney's Tug of War, Rick Wakeman's 84, Def Leppard's High and Dry, Roger Taylor Fun in Space. Again, Pink Floyd. Everything's Pink Floyd. Dee da da. The Police. It's crazy. Peter Gabriel Melt. He did Peter Gabriel's Melt. Yeah. Wings Back to the Egg. It just goes on and on. They did so much. Crazy. So what is I know? So guys, also in the Discord, put in what some of your favorite 5 album covers are. Jerry Rafferty, self-titled. He did that.
It was
Hot
Yes,
Chocolate.
not Styx. Sorry, it was the Yes album I was thinking of.
Is it
This one here.
Tormato?
That's also
He also
Hypnosis.
did Peter Gabriel Scratch.
Yeah, that's a terrible Yes record.
And then there was
Yeah, I would
Louis
say they did the
Genesis,
covers all.
Yeah,
Robin Trower. I mean, it's crazy. Oh
Pieces
my
of
God.
Eight. That was on my short list, Cheryl.
That's another good one. Yeah.
Man, it's crazy. They were the go-to people.
They were. But they got their break with Pink Floyd. Pink Floyd is what
yeah.
got them on the map, and then after that, it was the rest of it was all all that fame, and that they wanted that name, Hypnosis. So if you look at the back of your records, they're on a ton of them where it says cover design art done by Hypnosis.
Yeah, they did. ton of the more popular ones.
I just wish someone brought a Phil Hartman record up tonight, and that he did. He did a lot of the America album. cover.
I almost chose the American self-titled. I've always liked the cover of that.
I thought you
record.
meant Phil Hartman from Saturday Night Live.
Yes, it is the
Is it
same
the same
person.
guy? Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah. He did
All the American ones? That's cool.
pretty much all the America ones. Yeah.
You probably won't even know this too, right? But guess who did the Colts Electric? That art design was done by Storm Thurgeson. Just saying, dude. Storm was everywhere.
Worst album
Did you read
cover.
the comments?
Donnie
Steve?
Bennett. Worst album cover. Donnie Bennett.
Well,
Yeah, that's
hold up.
definitely-
Stacy, it's Donnie with a Y. He hates you.
I'm
Hartman.
frankly surprised that Jake didn't bring up a Shatner record as one of his favorite covers.
Rocket Man is really good.
Yeah, Poco does have some cool ones.
Yeah.
Poco has a lot of cool ones.
Hartman did a couple Poco. He did the 7 and Katamos. But then he did the America's Greatest Hits, which is an amazing cover.
Ghost
I don't
Town,
know.
that's a cool.
Storm Thurgeson also did Mr. Experience of Donnie Benet. He
Lou
did
and
that as
Gray.
well.
Wishbone Ash has some cool covers too. I love the
Oh, here's a cool
the
picture.
actual
To the
wishbone that's all charred and burned up, and then also the one with the Darth Vader looking character on the cover.
So here is a picture of
That's a
Poco,
cool one.
and who's sticking his head out of the doorway right there? That's Phil Hartman.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah,
I learned something. Thank you, Sean.
yeah. You're welcome. So he did a ton of records. A couple ugly ones. There's one, I forget the name of it. It's
Yeah, Jefferson Starship had some good ones.
Harvey
too.
Mandel.
That
You
was
ever seen
another
Harvey-
one. I almost put
Or
Jefferson
Airplane.
They
or
have a
Starship.
humidor. The cigar record, it actually folds into a humidor, but you guys were already busting my chops about putting cool covers on, so I didn't
Chris,
include that
I
one.
liked where you
Yeah,
were
see,
going
I said
with it, buddy.
I said Yumi Matsutoya.
Look up the Gambino record. Yay!
Which Gambino record? The one with him, Childish Gambino.
Childish.
I don't know. I might like Madcap Laughs better than I do Barrett self-titled. I think they're both great, but
Jeremy, we're respectful men. That's why we're classy. We're
We're men.
distinguished
We're
gentlemen.
men in tights. Yes, Hartman did the horse on the Poco record too. Yeah. So which record is Stacy talking about? I don't know which one she's talking about, but there's the picture of him, and I don't know. So yeah, Awaken My Love. What is that one? Because Stacy wants some 2000 records in there. I put one. Was any of the other records in the 2000s that we did?
This one was pretty sweet.
Yeah, that could go in the disturbing.
I like.
Oh, you're talking about that kind of looks Pink Floydish. It's like something. It looks like Relics, actually.
I like Kings of Leon because of the times with the exploding light bulb. I like that. Only by the Night I like as well. Both those records are good. So that was 2007 and 2009.
I do love a good Animal cover. So in other words, like Billy Cobham, Funky Thide of Sings. It's a cool album, but it's got the big orangutan on the cover just looking at you, which is kind of cool. And then there's another funk soul album that has like you're picking up like this little baby alligator that's on the cover, and like the other one there's Nova Soto, I think it's called. It has the big warthog with the big tusks on the cover.
Stooges.
It's pretty cool.
Again, the never-ending
Yeah, there's so many
list of
great ones.
great covers.
Yeah.
Remember, that's the first thing. That's the draw to the cover. The goal usually is to get you to want to look at it and, hey, what's this?
But you
And,
can't forget Air
Thomas, we
Supply's
can work
greatest
something out.
hits.
Thomas,
Okay,
we can work something out. That thing is sealed too, bud.
you can't forget Air Supply's greatest hits. Look at
No,
the
you can't.
artwork
You
on
can't.
that bad boy.
You can.
You can.
You can't forget that one.
Record sells every time you get it in the store, though.
Yeah.
Every time it sells.
Yeah.
Now, what about the Phil Collins
That
self-titled?
Tame Impala album
up
cover
this
is
week.
cool, Stacy, with the marble, with like the lines that get all squiggly. That was a cool. That's a cool cover. I like that
Yeah,
one.
I have that record.
You could pick. Look, you could pick Alice in Chains. You could pick Dirt. I've always loved Jerry
Dirt's a good
Garcia's
one.
self-titled. Right, there's so many good ones. You've got Phoenix down below, but I like Wolfgang Amadeus Phoenix. I love the jacket cover.
Yeah,
of
I was
that.
gonna pick the White Album.
My wife said that as a joke. She goes,
The Black
Dude.
Album from Metallica.
It's iconic.
"Yeah,
The Billy Joel live album, the Red Album. It's really just all red.
Yeah.
Pick
Yeah.
all just solid colored records and go. Here you
Yeah.
go.
Well, when you
I'm
talk
pretty-
about compliment, I mean, Pink Floyd The Wall. I mean, that is the perfect cover for that record.
Iconic.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
here's another iconic.
I love
awesome
that cover. I almost
cover,
picked
right?
that one too,
This-
Jake."
That's a
I did
cool one.
too. I came close to putting it on the list, but this is as iconic as you can get. Gunfighter Ballads. And this is an original Sean.
Mhm.
Sean
Okay.
wants it.
Columbia 6i. Yeah, they're all great albums. Even the simple colored ones that made a statement. Everyone knows when you see the White Album. Oh, that's the Beatles.
Or Joni Mitchell Blue. That thing is blue.
Yes, the Marillion that Tucker you could have bought from me with the 3 white tigers on the blue wax, which is the guy from Fish was in not PHIS, PHISH,
PHIS.
FISH.
Yes.
The vigil,
PHIS.
the vigil through the wilderness of broken glass, broken mirrors. That's the name of it. We were listening to that in the Discord the other day, and it's really good. It's prog rock, and I actually liked it. So
There-
there is some prog rock that I like.
There's also some amazing jazz record covers that I love. They're just so
Oh, yeah.
iconic. That
How many jazz
Blue Note
records?
covers are amazing.
I almost
How many
I almost
Jash?
did the Dave Brubeck timeout. I almost had
That-
that in my 5 today.
That was in my
And the
my,
Charlie Mingus one. I can't remember what the name of it is.
thoughts
but-
too.
I've always wondered, why did so many of the jazz records always have that green or blue sheen over them? Have you
It was
noticed that?
just, it was
so many
just
of
the
them
style.
did.
Yeah, it was just the style. So actually, I can actually talk about this for a second. So this Blue Note, this was a big deal. This was going against when
Yeah.
this came out. People hated this cover because it was they moved away from just the big picture of the artist with that color, because they would either do blue or green or orange, or
Yeah.
they would do that washout color right over it all over a black and white photo. And then this came out and people were like, what the heck is this? Because the designers wanted to do the type setting like this with big bold type, and people hated it when it came out. And now it's like iconic. Now they love
because
this
it's
cover.
different. Like if you're shopping for great jazz records, so many of them look similar when you're flipping
Yeah.
them. You have to stop and say, "Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's Bud Powell in a green background, Bud Powell in a blue background." You know.
Yep. Yeah, I have a Horace Silver album that I have. It's I think one is orange and the other one is yellow, and it's the same, almost the same pose with him on the
Yeah.
cover. It's a volume 1, volume 2.
Hmm.
But man, oh man, if I didn't buy them at the same time, I would be so confused as to which one I had, because they're so similar in color.
Okay.
All right, guys. Any questions from the I'm calling you the Peanut Gallery tonight, since apparently I didn't win. So you guys are the Peanut Gallery tonight. So any questions from you guys? And what do you guys got? And for you guys, what do you guys got for shows coming up? Well, if they have any questions.
I have a show on Saturday night,
There you go.
8
I'm
p.m.
pushing-
Eastern. Go ahead,
I'm
Jake.
pushing the RL giveaway to next week because everybody and their grandmother will be on tomorrow, and I'm not messing with that.
RL giveaway.
Zeppelin 2 RL
He's giving away
Giving
that
it
RL.
away?
doing a buyer's appreciation givey.
Oh, buyer's appreciation. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm going to run cheap records, $3 to $5 starts. I've got some CDs loaded up in the store, so it's like you can come in and make under.
I'd like to know what's the
$10
last album
purchases.
you listened to from the last 5 years. Spiro.
Quite a bit, actually.
2 weeks ago.
Billy Strings, listened to a lot of his stuff recently.
Listen to Olivia Rodrigo.
Okay, you listen to that.
And Charlie XCX. I've listened to both those records in the past month.
Thomas, you say you're having a show Saturday night? How do you?
Catalog? Not very well.
Not very well right now because you put them to the side like you're gonna file them, and then it builds up, and then you're like, oh shit, now this is too much work.
I
Yeah,
do.
mine's all over the place.
I do Discogs. I try to do it like once a quarter. Well, I'll dedicate some time and knock some stuff out. But I have crates that need to be cataloged and put on the shelf. I also need to take some stuff off the shelf so I can get the new stuff onto the shelves. So, but yeah, Discogs and then alphabetize.
I alphabetize by the first name because that's how Discogs does it. It's a pain, but it's easy to cross-reference.
I'm going back to my spreadsheet. The best organization I ever had is when I did my own spreadsheets of music. So I break them up in the tabs, and when I'm in the record store, it's just a lot easier just to scroll which one I have.
You know what I do? Nothing.
I also use
Nothing.
Record Scanner for my Japanese collection. I have use the app, the Record Scanner, and you can actually put albums in cubes, so you can almost match your Kallax or your shelves. So whatever's in that shelf, you can put in the app in that shelf. I mean, I have Japanese press, a Japanese artist. I have my Linda Ronstadt Japanese. I have all my Jimmy Buffett records. Now I'm putting all the Grateful Dead. So now I have it on my phone. Which one do I need? And I can do it pretty quickly. So you put the app, you scan it. A lot of times it picks the right one, but the values are weird. But it's kind of an easy way to catalog. And there's several different apps out there. If you guys are using any of those apps, share it with us. But it's kind of cool the way I do it with that because it's quick. The record comes in, take it out, boom, boom, take a picture of it, and then I put it in which cubby I want it, and it's good to go. So that's like when I'm shopping at Cap City Pop, I've bought 2 duplicates over the years, and it's because I use that app. If I didn't use that app, who knows how many duplicates I'd have over the years. So
That's the problem.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do have a show tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, it's a mega show.
Giving away some cool stuff. Giving away an Steely Dan Asia Japanese press. Going to give away.
I thought that was funny because Sean's like, "Don't go on when Jim and Scott go on." I'm like, "Who
I
cares?"
said no, go on earlier, and then just kind of that way you're not overlapping.
Yeah, I put my show intentionally like after when you normally go off, but we Fleetwood Mac
Go for it.
Rumors audio file press. There'll be a lot of giveaways. So
And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
you
do a
can-
quick
Yes,
up
I'm
on-
doing a monster line. Souls, I wanted to add something. Here's an interesting record. I want to answer your question. What albums have you listened to lately that you're surprised you liked?
Maren Morris.
Nope. Leon Redbone.
That's a
not
great
bad.
album. I
This
love that
album
record.
Great
is
record.
unbelievable.
Yeah, that is
If
phenomenal.
you haven't heard it, if you haven't heard it, is
Heard it?
unbelievable.
Heard
I
it.
want to heard it tomorrow. man.
Heard it with the sheep or with the goats or calves or what?
You
We
heard it
heard-
any way you want. If you haven't heard it, heard it.
Heard it.
But it's so good. If you haven't heard the record, like it's so good. It's
And I'll be
unique.
doing a quick pop on tomorrow, like tomorrow morning, quick in and out, and then done. I'll be doing coupons off. I don't know I have to do the coupons tonight. So if there's anything that you were looking in my store, like especially higher dollar value ones, this is the one. Just like Scott is doing, we're giving you the discount. It looks like Stacy's kind of doing the same thing. Is we're not taking the extra money. We're giving it to you so that you guys can buy more for your dollar. So you're welcome. So check us out tomorrow. If you're on tomorrow, it's going to be crazy. Save money for Chris's show on Saturday.
I'm not
Saturday
even
night.
messing with
Saturday night, 8 p.m. I would go on tomorrow, but I have a college buddy in town, so we're gonna get together and hang out. It'll be good.
There you go. All right. So thank you guys. I think that's kind of it. I think we're done. It's shorter than the last show. Yeah,
We did
make sure
great.
you-
I think
Yeah.
we got through it nicely. I think
Yeah.
we did
All right.
phenomenal.
So you guys want to thank you guys, and we'll see you.
Arthur says goodnight, everybody.
Good night.
good night, Arthur.
Peace out, pops.
Good night, guys. Bye.